Yes. Hello, Bluktransbaddy. Bluktransbaddy, hello. Welcome. Is this your first time here on this stream? Maybe I've seen you here before, but if you've been here before, then you haven't been here in like 10 years or something. So I feel excused or something. Wait, hold on. What's wrong with my mouse? What the hell? Hi, though. Oh. I thought this was Sammy's stream. Who is Sammy? Hello. Should I introduce myself? I think it is. You were either given a shout out or I saw you in chat. Oh. Well, maybe. I am Lucy Hadze, the biggest Polish trans streamer. Political. Even though we're doing Expedition 33 because I want to beat this boss, but we're doing politics. I cover politics, history, I do sometimes languages, and I also go to Ukraine to do journalism on children, how they experience the war. I focus on the topic of children being kidnapped by the Russian Federation. So yes, that is me. I hope I am building a Twitch audience because usually nobody watches me on Twitch. Which is a sad statement to make, but you know, if anything, I am known to be honest. I'm known to be direct and honest. Is it too loud?
Okay.
Also, I'm not the best at this game, as you can see. I just died. But to be fair, okay, to be fair to me a bit, the game's not running very smoothly right now. Maybe something has to load or something. Failed. Do you know this game? Also, this is endgame content, side content, okay? This is my other excuse for not being...
Danger.
Coming.
There we go, see? I can do it if I try.
Brace yourselves.
Oh, so I have a dog. So if you hear weird noises, that means my dog is doing something or wanting something, or it's a long-haired German Shepherd.
I'm ready.
Wow! I didn't expect to... I did not expect to parry that. That was unexpected. Alright. There we go.
Let's carve a path.
Boom. Oh, wait! I need to take my HRT. Sorry. This is the blocker. And this is the estrogen. Because I take it in the morning and at night. Here we go. Pills. Okay. I have become more transitioned in real time. What the hell? It says that I have... Oh my god!
So much potential.
This is so unfair. Suddenly I received a notice that my disk space is low. Why? Why is my Disk space low. How? How was my disk space so low? What the hell happened? Why? What the hell? Okay, I have to delete something. Oh my god. That's too small. That's too small. That's nothing. That's nothing. Hades? Nothing. MashaAllah. Nothing. How big is Terraria? Okay, I guess I'm gonna delete this for now. A shame because I really like this game, but whatever. Okay, how much space do I have now? Alright. My god. I'm gonna look for a bit. Thank you. Also, invite your friends, colleagues, and family to the stream. This is not like fake Alec Kyle Parker who just said Lucy and then left. Oh my god, why can't I parry this attack? Why am I such a amateur at this? It's just so bad. Okay, no. We'll try a few more times and then we're going to politics because this is a politics stream and not a gaming one. I just want to beat this, especially since my editor told me in DMs that I suck.
Oh well. Coming.
Careful.
Incoming.
Hello, Greater Range.
Careful.
Look at this. Did you see that?
Not looking good.
Also, today we have Twitch viewers. I am very positively shocked. Oh, okay.
Ready to parry.
I'm not ready to parry. As you can see. Okay, one last try. I cannot figure out the timing for this attack. You know, the one attack that targets the entire party and one hits it. That attack.
Watch out.
Not gonna lie, sometimes the counter attack damage feels random.
Careful, Verso. On me. Parry. Let's dance.
Let's dance.
Finesse and grace.
Last chance.
Last chance. I can do it.
We can all do it.
This will hurt.
Prepare for oblivion.
Look at that. Cool? Isn't that cool?
Danger.
Rest. Careful now.
Ready to evade.
Just try it.
Isn't that cool?
Potential. Now's our chance.
Okay, nobody thinks this is cool.
Lightning dart.
Okay, that was bad. Because of course. Oh my god, that one attack. Hey! Greater and fake Kyle Parker, what's with the... Wow. Am I doing this too early? I have to figure this attack out. If I can only figure this one attack, then we're gonna clear this fight.
Careful now.
Oh my god. Why am I struggling with this one attack? Boom. Alright.
For my elf.
Mael. Ah. Failed.
Let's dance.
Alright, let's try it. Oh, okay. Okay. Explode. Obscure.
Ready to parry.
Ready to parry. I'm not ready to parry. I'm not ready, as you can see. Wait, no, I think I know. I think I know.
Get ready.
Oh my god. The computer updated and now it works like crap.
I'll do it. Okay. Yes, I'll start. Still need your help.
Is that so?
Lose again. Danger.
Uh-oh.
Elements converge. A storm is coming.
All right.
To strike.
All right. Very well done. Well done, Verso. I'm about to die, but whatever. Because I still haven't figured out that one attack. Okay, 2 more tries and then we're just gonna, you know, give it up for tonight.
Danger.
Just try it.
Grenade, watch out.
Danger.
Watch out, Mael.
Ready to parry. Not looking good.
One down.
Oh well.
Ready to parry.
Now's our chance. Let the ink flow.
Let the ink flow.
Feel the embrace of fire.
Ready to parry. Parry.
Careful with my elbow.
Okay. This will hurt. I'm okay.
Hmm. It's raining.
Careful, Verso.
What?
Parry.
Let us stain them.
Here we go again. Ready to strike. I've got this. You're outmatched.
Last chance. Look at this.
Okay. This will hurt.
Incoming.
Oh, screw this. Oh my god. This one attack screws me over. And I hate that. I am pissed off. Hold on. Trial failed. Who is XQC? Okay, I will figure out that attack, okay? I promise you. Whoever's still watching this mess of a stream.
Watch out, Mayal.
I promised and then I immediately broke my promise to you. Oh my god. I'm not good at this parrying thing. No wonder I keep dying in Sekiro. Apparently the person that from the Sekiro team worked on this.
Careful, my ally.
Oof.
On me.
I am, however, stubborn if anything.
Get ready.
What?
Let's
Oh my god.
ready to parry.
Why is my computer working so bad ever since I've updated it?
I'll do it.
Please survive.
Not impressed.
Ready to parry. Ready to parry.
Careful, my ally.
Oh my god. I just cannot figure out the timing for this attack. I just cannot. This is so annoying. One more try and then I'm gonna give up for tonight.
Brace yourselves.
Lune, watch out.
Take cover.
Okay, I cannot be messing this up.
Let's dance.
Okay, last try. I feel like I'm missing the most basic of things for some reason. The timing of it. Annoying.
Careful, my elf. Careful, Verso. Take cover!
Sign up!
I'm ready.
I feel like I'm applying the same timing, but
Bring it on.
because the game performance is
Time to hit big. This will hurt.
Get ready. Let's go again. I've got this.
why is the damage so bad?
Ready to evade. Now's our chance. Lightning dance!
Finesse and grace.
All right.
This will hurt.
Okay, one more good round and I can kill him.
Let's carve a
Send you a message? Are you scolding me for being so bad at this game? Don't scold me for being bad at the game. Ah, that's good. Thank you for writing me that. That's good.
Let's carve a path.
Okay, one more round and he's dead. Don't use that attack. Fuck me! Fuck me! One more. Oh my god! Really? Oh. Look at that! I was one round away from killing that guy. But he used that attack that I have not figured out yet. Oh, fuck me. Really?
Ready to
Really? I'm so pissed. One last. I don't know. I'm stubborn, okay? I'm a very stubborn individual. As you can probably surmise. I'm the most stubborn individual in the universe.
Brace yourself.
How did I not parry this? What? What the hell happened? Oh. I have to check something before real quick because this is bad. This sucks. This sucks bad. What the hell is happening? Performance. Why is so much of the CPU being used? Okay, last. And then we're gonna do some brainless content.
Harriet!
Get ready.
On me! Not giving up. Okay.
My God.
I'll do it.
Got this. Let's carve a path. Yeah. Watch out, Mael.
Careful, Verso. Brace yourselves.
Watch out, Mael.
Take cover.
Oh, brilliant.
Stance. Keep going. Take cover.
Dead. Be gone with you, wench.
Bring it on.
On me! Shut. Not looking good. This will hurt. Let's dance.
Of course. Okay, I haven't had enough for tonight of this. Oh my God. This is the most annoying attack. Because I cannot figure out the first hit. The worst hit. Okay, I'm gonna try later. A little blurred has told me that there's something going on right now. Another stupid wick thing, so we're gonna check it out. Because why not? Why the hell not? Another brainless. Oh, Xanderhall has a lot of viewers now. Jesus Christ, Xanderhall, how did you do that? Whatever. Let's. Resident Sunday? Oh, okay. So let me show you the way. Oh, it's already on the right thing. Okay, so I guess Wick TV, huh? Let's see what's happening with Wick. Oh my God, political violence in America, huh?
The rhetoric as
Okay,
well.
what do you count
And
as
it can't be
large?
somebody like Massey who's being excoriated by the right now for fighting Trump on this, because now they all hate him for saying that.
Sir, Well, you're putting me in an impossible position because everyone who does that is large on the right in these spaces,
Oh,
is
God.
going to be excoriated by those
That's the
loud
whole
few
point.
voices.
But
Who is
Just
CQC?
like
I've
people
got
on the
one.
left.
Listen to what
Yeah,
you're
hold
saying.
on.
Who's XQC? Who is this? Who is this person? Oh my god.
From majestic Quebecois Overwatch pro player to being the newest member.
XQC Destiny? Is that a thing? Hated Charlie Kirk after map debate. What the hell? Hated Charlie Kirk after map debate. Okay, let's.
And you're reinforcing the thought that
I
this
guess.
is okay to do, and we'll
Who's
do
green?
that.
I guess we're doing this now. We're doing this crap now. I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna change the title. Watching our debate for now. There we go. Oh my gosh. Should probably tell people that I'm live. Um. Hello. Hello, Emily. You gotta go soon? Oh my gosh. That is sad. I'll be right back. I'm gonna get some bird milk. Bird milk time. Where's the bird milk? I cannot find the bird milk. Bird milk is the word. Bird milk. The fact that this guy still has the viewership. Oh my god. 215,000. Whatever. Destiny argues with a man who speaks half of 2 languages. How many languages does Destiny speak? XQC gets slightly overstimulated and starts speaking complete gibberish, then thinks he cooked. People like XQC are strongest soldiers for MAGA and they don't even realize it. Alright, let's see. Let's see if this debate really went as bad for XQC as... Because they've long learned that all those debates are just about how confidently can you spout the BS. So, we'll see.
There are not large
The
figures on the
does
left.
that all the time.
X, give me
They
an example.
cash in
Who
the W,
who
'cause
on the
cheaters-
left?
this is people demonstrating their right to freedom and what, it's
Gavin
always
Newsom,
bla-
absolutely.
What? Okay. Maybe this is just clipped, but it already sounds nonsensical.
You're such a ghoulish fuck. Gavin Newsom absolutely never said that. The
You,
next
I'm
guy
not
that you
gonna
see
do.
dying, please don't pretend that you give a fuck, okay? Play the clip a few times, get some laughs, go and don't pretend you actually give a
No.
about any of this shit. Because you guys are the problem. It is your fault. It is your fault. People like you and Asmongold are the worst.
I am the most
the worst.
consistent
You're not
anti-vaxxer you'll
consistent.
ever find.
Yes, I agree.
I am so
Consistently
consistent.
retarded.
Wait.
What you're advocating for is extinction on one side, and
I do agree that Asmongold is the worst. Okay. I hate to say it, but I do agree that Asmongold's reaction to this whole thing was the worst. But whatever.
you're pretending there's some morality in it because you're not affected. That's all you're doing at the end of the day.
The language you're using is crazy, but now I think it's awful. I think
Yeah,
you,
so
you-
brave.
you-
Wow, so brave. It's so brave
Well,
of you
I
to
mean,
call me out. Good
I
job. Nice.
always... What's up? What's up?
Hi, what's up?
What was that?
Stream.
What was that? Who is this? This game theory problem will change the way you see the world. Okay, great.
What's up? What's up?
Hi, what's up? Just watching.
Brilliant.
Streaming and memeing.
Okay, what did I say that set you off this time?
Okay, here's my issue. All right.
Here it comes. Here it comes. Say it.
Have you heard of Prisoner's Dilemma before?
Yeah. Well, I'm not gonna act like I'm well versed, right?
Yeah.
But it's like I forgot the
Basically.
exact example. It's like good. Yeah, it's like gotta do it. He's gonna do it. I gotta do it. It's like this gamified. No.
Yeah. So the issue is that over the past 10, 15 years in the United States, conservatives have been infinitely ramping up the violent rhetoric over and over and over again. But every time it happens, the casual centrist crowd, so the Joe Rogans or the Asmongold or people like you, seem to think that they're not doing this at all. And all of the violence is only
I never
coming
said
from the
that.
left.
Well, and I have never portrayed my audience ever like that. And I've never postured myself like that ever.
I mean,
Do you agree that most of the
that is not inaccurate. We've covered Asmongold's reaction to the shooting. Asmongold claiming that the right just, turns the other cheek.
violent rhetoric right now is coming from Donald Trump and the right?
As in what?
As in, when Donald Trump, somebody tried to shoot at him, Biden came out and made a speech, and Biden said, everybody needs to calm down. This isn't okay. We don't shoot our opponents. But when Donald Trump made a speech yesterday, he blamed the radical left Democrats, even though we have no idea who the shooter even is.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'll agree to that. Just to continue the conversation, I think. I feel
Well,
like,
we do know now. We do know who the shooter is now, and I have to say that all those people that made videos about how the right must rise up against the radical left, they must all feel very silly right now. Well, let's be honest, they don't feel very silly. They just don't care, but it does make them look very silly. I will say that.
I think it like putting these things like that or whatever. I'm not in the field of politics, whatever, of like finding out who's more at fault or not at fault or whatever. I don't really care about that. I didn't think the whole thing is senseless and dog shit. That's where I'm at.
What's with this
Isn't that like
person?
literally the most opinion to have, though?
I don't think it's
If somebody killed somebody else and they said it was in self-defense, isn't it kind of important to figure out what the fact of the matter is before you know if they had the right to kill somebody or not?
I mean I mean, I think now we're like going away from like
Not going away from anything. I'm just saying. I'm just saying that.
topic of what just happened.
I'm saying that
there's no justification of murder. It's just not. There's no.
I'm not talking about that. I'm saying that if in a case where somebody kills somebody else, if somebody were to claim self-defense, it's important to know the fact of the matter, right? You wouldn't just say, oh, well, you should never kill anybody if somebody killed somebody in, we'll say, in the Rittenhouse circumstance or in some police shooting or whatever else, right? You kind of need to know the facts of the matter to have an opinion
in
on.
a scenario like that, yes, but
Okay.
I don't think that we're.
Conrad says, debating with XQC is fine is 60%. I have no idea what he says. I mean, I don't know. It seems like this is going to be a mess, isn't it? Just whatever. So let's get through this. This is going to be a bunch of nonsense. I can feel it. This is going to be the brain dead content I'm going to be able to put out for views. Because XQC is some kind of a big content creator with billions upon billions of subscriber count.
Even approaching that, but go ahead.
You don't think we're at a state right now in the United States of America where Donald Trump is making threats to states to send in the National Guard, where he's already forcibly deployed the National Guard in states and then the Marines to California, when he's has the feds running around arresting people in masks, when we have alligator Alcatraz down in Florida, when we've invoked the Alien Enemies Act to deport Venezuelans.
Also, all these things are happening, just saying. Conrad says, for some reason, he sort of speaks in a more understandable manner in French, at least to me. Well, I guess. You know this content creator, I take it. I'm not really familiar, so I will have to trust your judgment on this content creator. I don't even know what he streams. I don't know what his content is about. I know close to nothing about this XQC character. I'm just judging him based on his performance here, I guess.
No due process when we're showing videos of blowing up boats in the ocean and bragging about murdering 11 people who we think were drug dealers with no due process or any investigation at all. When we're talking about paying $10 million rewards to arrest foreign leaders in Venezuela, we don't.
I don't know. I'm not super familiar, I guess. I don't think I've ever seen anything of his. I don't think I've ever watched anything of his.
We're there yet? When we just named the Department of Defense the Department of War to show how epic it is, when we make jokes about invading Greenland or the Panama Canal, when we brag about successfully bombing places in Iran.
So if I agree with you on everything like that, right?
Sure.
What does he
It
stream?
doesn't take away from anything that I've said or how I've connected myself around the topic of what just happened. I think they're two separate topics.
Do you understand how infuriating it is when one side is saying this over and over and over again? We'll never back off a single point. We'll never
It's
apologize.
infuriating, but you have to be better. If
No.
you don't like what they're doing, you have to be better. Is what it is.
Okay.
Just be better.
If you and me both have a log that we're trying to set on fire, you're holding a match and I'm holding a match, would you just tell me to extinguish my match and the log won't catch fire? Does it work that way? You understand that doesn't do anything, right? Like it can't. It has to be both sides. It can't just be one side. If one side does it, then they just go extinct.
I don't think so. I don't think that if one side does something that the other side has to do the exact same thing in retaliation. I don't believe in fight fire with fire. He's known for talking as follows. Well, how is this person one of the top 5 most popular streamers then? But yeah, I do not believe that the only thing the left can do is react to the actions of the right. But the only thing that the left can do is endlessly just react. That you have to match with the exact same of conduct or else you will lose. I just don't find it. Like, this is like saying, oh, the Nazis committed genocide against Jewish people, so Jewish people have to match it and also commit the exact same type of genocide on the Germans. It doesn't follow. It's nonsensical.
Winning strategy. There's nothing moral about that. If anything, it's immoral to do that, right?
But for me, it's more about the use of language and.
Like,
and
I really
dialogue and all
don't buy
that.
this line from Mr. Destiny that whatever the other side, quote unquote, does, this side has to do.
Wait. Use of language and dialogue. Who is the...
Conrad says, to be honest, I'm not sure how he rose to fame. He's also really stupid, which makes some funny clips. Maybe that's that. I mean, people do like to laugh. People do like to be entertained. And I guess that is entertainment at the end of the day.
most divisive political leader right now when it comes to language and dialogue?
Okay, so you want me to say that? You want me to say Donald Trump? So I'll say Donald Trump.
Okay. How many
go ahead.
times has Asmongold or you said Donald Trump needs to stop?
Well, I say this all the time.
Donald Trump needs to stop. Not everybody and the left. Not everybody and the radical
And
left.
the left.
Donald Trump needs to stop.
Yo,
Radical left.
what we know it doesn't. That's not true at all, bro. I'm always critical of everybody's dialogue, even the
Donald
people
Trump.
that you think.
If I went to during the Warsaw
The spectrum of the specter of the radical left.
Ghetto Massacre, if I went in and I saw the Jews fighting the Nazis, I was like, okay, all of you guys need to chill. Wouldn't that be really retarded? Wouldn't it be really stupid of me to say that?
Yeah, but also it would also be stupid to say the Nazis are committing a genocide, so now Jewish people have to match it because otherwise, it's a non-starter if Jewish people don't match it with an equal genocide because both parties have to have a match and have to light it.
Please don't throw some like historical or political references or whatever that I'm supposed to know. Like,
If I
bro, I'm
walked
not
into
gonna
a
know, bro.
house and there was some guy was fighting
What
against
what? What did this guy just say? Don't expect me to know basic facts about World War II. That just don't throw at me those historical examples and expect me to know. Okay, you are right. This person is really, really stupid, and I have no clue how this person is so popular if they don't even know basic facts about World War II. Hyman25 says, hey, would you rather watch a tree grow or a Negroes? Oh, okay. Brilliant. Hello, Amen25. Well, unfortunately, my heavy accent has ruined your joke. Brilliant.
ten other dudes who were all trying to stab him to death, and this one guy had like a knife and he was trying to fight back, and I walked in and was like, hey, I think both sides here need to stop. Wouldn't that be really dumb? If one side was constantly ratcheting it up over and over and over again, and one side was constantly throwing more and more oil on the fire,
Yeah, but this point it kind of loses value, whatever, right? When it's about doing the act, though, that's the difference where it's at, right?
Don't forget you already said the N-word. No, I said the name of a country.
Why? How?
Well, I'm just saying. In this is somebody actually does that. They do that. Like they do the murder thing. That's no good.
Sure, but that's done, right? We want to stop future murders, right? So if we could only control one person's actions today to stop.
Yeah, that one country of Niger. Okay, Niger. There you go.
Future murders. Who's the one person that we would want to tell everybody to calm the down the most?
Okay, so go mega hard on the dude that do the acts. And he's very vocal about it. Instead of stirring the pot of like, no, they should be speaking about this. They should be speaking about that. They shouldn't be going around the pot. How about you be really harsh? What about people that do the murders and do the
fuck
weird?
that. No, what a waste of time. No, we don't elect the president of the United States for every single.
All right, I have to listen to this again because I'm having actually trouble understanding what this person is saying and what this person is trying to say.
Person that we would want to tell everybody to calm the down the most.
Okay, so go mega hard on the dude that do the acts. And he's very vocal about it. Instead of stirring the pot of like, no, they should be speaking about this. They should be speaking about that. They shouldn't be
Stirring the pot. I'm gonna lie, I laugh at just the way he talks. Doesn't it get tiresome though? Doesn't it get tiresome to listen to this guy after a while? You can laugh for 10 minutes, but then don't you just click off and watch something else? XCC is at all times attempting to speak multiple sentences at once.
Go around the pot. How about you be really harsh? What about people that do the murders and do
No,
the
fuck
weird.
that. No, what a waste of time. No, we don't elect a president of the United States for every single person in the United States to act completely free and independent of what every other person says. There are thought leaders, there are political leaders, there are leaders of movements in this country. Why would we assume that every single individual person needs to be controlled and like we would talk to the people that lead the country, wouldn't we? In that case, you don't care that Hassan says crazy shit. Or you shouldn't get mad at me for making an edgy joke then. Apparently nothing we say matters. We should just go to the murderers themselves. Not to mention that's always retrospective, so we can only react to murders. We can't prevent any of them. Why is it so hard for you to just say, if Hillary Clinton or if Biden were president right now, would it be this hard for you to say, wow, Biden or Hillary really shouldn't say this shit and they should tell the left to calm the f down? Would you really have the same position?
Absolutely.
I don't believe you.
What? Bro, bro.
I don't believe you because it's such an
I get
obvious
called
that
a pussy
if you get, I don't care
His mouth has like 400 ping to his brain server.
what you get
fucking
called. I don't
time.
care what you get called. In any world, it would be so obvious to an impartial observer that Donald Trump, who has stoked the flames in real ways, like pardoning people that have committed crimes
That's
for him
true.
on his behalf, in implicit ways, like inviting people to do crimes, like we invite people to the Capitol to overthrow the fucking government, and then in rhetorical ways, when he's constantly making jokes about putting Liz Cheney in front of a firing squad and Second Amendment jokes and everything else, right? This guy should probably calm the
I
fuck
agree with all
down.
that. I agree with all that, and I think that's dangerous language. And I am very always vocal about dangerous language.
I mean, the problem with Trump is that it doesn't just end in language with Trump. Trump has the power to enact his words into action. It doesn't just talk about sending the National Guard. He sends the National Guard, right? He doesn't just talk about robbing trans people of rights. He signs the executive order that does so. So with Trump, it's not just words. With Trump, it's action.
I'm not talking about dangerous language. I'm talking about a person who's doing it. Nothing you say.
There you go. Okay, there you go. He said it, I guess.
You're not willing to call out the person doing it.
Okay, then I think I'm a.
I mean, that is true of Trump, right? He doesn't just talk about it. He does it. As the leader of the country, as the most powerful, arguably, person.
on that front. I think people will mostly agree with that.
So I can find a single example of you saying Donald Trump really needs to fuck off with this. He needs to stop. Donald Trump, not everybody.
1,000,000%. Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Okay.
The fuck is that? I have something on the case and then you can go find one.
I mean, Destiny, you should have done a background check before this stream. Unless he did, and it's a rhetorical question, and there are no examples of this guy criticizing Trump.
I mean,
I've never heard it before. Maybe it has happened somewhere. I've never heard you say it in my entire life. I've certainly never heard
1,000,000%.
Asmongold say it.
1,000,000%.
Okay. If that is
Donald Trump, you act like I'm not critical of this guy. Like I'm associated. Like most of what he says is a fucking brain dead. Most of the dialogues and lines of the song are like some sub-zero IQ shit.
No,
most of it.
No, you're doing it right now, and you don't even realize you're doing it. It's not brain dead, and it's not sub-zero IQ. It's evil. It's driving people to violent action. It's encouraging violence. It's inviting violence. It's not just stupid. You're downplaying it right now.
And I think, okay, I'm gonna sort of, I'm gonna explain why Mr. Destiny is saying here that he is downplaying it. By saying that it's just stupid, by saying that it's just that it's -0 IQ, sub-zero IQ, that is just silly rhetoric. You're basically saying that Trump is this silly character that's just stupid, he doesn't know what he's doing or saying, and that takes away the agency of the wrongness of his actions. That is basically what is being said now. He's too stupid for any political beliefs. Well, so that is basically the argument that Destiny is putting forward. By saying that Trump is just stupid, you're downplaying the severity of his actions. You're downplaying the agency and the way that he does things on purpose, with purpose.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I had to retell the dialogue for this one particular argument. I use that as an example. I do that as a pattern of behavior. Don't retwist this as no, this is different. No. You ask me if I ever do this. I give you an example of how I do that. Don't revert back to the
Oh
main.
my god, I'm really having trouble. I'm really having trouble following this. I'm really having trouble following the way this guy speaks. Oh god, this is going to be painful, isn't it? This is going to be a painful endeavor to go through this debate.
Main topic and be like, oh, gotcha. What a stupid fucking thing you're doing right now. Like, what problem with your IQ? Did it fall off your fucking shoulders? Or
My god, come on!
what? Your brain's cooked though.
Your brain's going. My
What are
god.
you doing? Like, you just backtracking for no reason.
Who's backtracking?
You backtracking for no reason.
I didn't backtrack
Why?
because you said that Trump was. And I'm trying to tell you, it's not that he's just stupid. It's that his language, his rhetoric is leading to violence, like in a very real and predictable and obvious way.
You can't change the timeline and say, name me a thing where you've done that and now you're doing this. Like,
This is one of the 5 most popular streamers. This is where streaming is at. Where a person who just spouts gibberish is one of the most popular guys. Now I have to quickly check this guy's content now. I have to know. I have to know what this guy puts out that is so popular. Because this is just impossible. Is this the guy?
From Majestic Quebecois.
XQC, 2.42 million subscribers. Why are his views so bad? You told me that he was very popular. 9.1 thousand views for a person with 2 million subs? Really? That is a very bad amount of views for a person of his size.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We got him.
really?
On the evening of September 11th, a family member of Tyler Robinson reached out to a family friend who contacted the Washington County Sheriff's Office with information that
He's a Twitch kid streamer. Okay. Well, I guess I will not learn anything of substance from the YouTube stuff. Breaking news on Charlie Kirk assassination. 170,000 views. That happened. Alright, whatever. Wow, was this guy a Minecraft streamer? Is this how this person built his name, by being a Minecraft streamer? Is this what happened?
You can't just swap the fucking timeline on me and be go, gotcha. Like,
No, I
This
just
is
said,
so
do you call out Trump? And you said, well, yeah, I think I call him out all the time. I say he's retarded or sub-zero IQ. I was like, it's not that he's retarded. I'm not asking you to say he's stupid. I'm saying,
okay,
you
then,
have
then
to
yes.
call out that
Then
his
I
rhetoric
call
leads
it
to
things-
I think he was an Overwatch Pro or something. Oh.
violence.
Yes, yeah. I call it the difference between dangerous language and stupid lines of dialogue and deliberately irresponsible and
Deliberately irresponsible. What does that mean? How can you be deliberately irresponsible?
I use those words all the time. It is not some
This
crazy.
is whitewashing Trump. Deliberately irresponsible.
New thing for me. Like what?
Okay. Do you acknowledge that, like,
I'm-
right now, the right is,
I
like,
am-
driving up right now? Like, they're all praying for some kind of, like, left, like, counterattack. They want, like, the right to
Yes.
assassinate somebody, right? Including
Yes,
Donald
yeah,
Trump.
I
Donald Trump is doing
I
that.
see all of them, and it's fucking weird.
Why
fucking
weird?
hate
It's
it.
not weird. It's horrible. It's terrible. Do you
Weird.
think Hassan is weird when he's fucking supporting terrorism? Like, why the weak language? It's not weird. It's horrible. It's abhorrent. It's irresponsible. It's insanity. It's calling for basically violence. I've seen like 20 different right wingers on fucking Twitter today, on their mainstream media and alternative media platforms, all calling for violence.
Yeah. So I'm having a casual.
That is true. That is what happened. There was a very big call for violence. And me, who am supposed to be the crazy lefty that calls for violence, said that there was nothing to celebrate about the death of Charlie Kirk and that violence is actually not the way when it comes to solving or when it comes to disagreement in politics between political figures. So I guess
conversation with you.
I'm supposed to be the bad radical lefty in this conversation.
And not using the exact word that is of that nature. You act like I'm doing this deliberately, and it's like, oh no, dude, I use the terminology correctly all the fucking time. And people show you examples, buddy. It's actually inside the out of everybody, right? That you think that me, I'm not like this. When I'm one of the most anti-violence person you probably know of.
Oh my god.
Being anti-violence isn't a virtue. When one side is doing it more than the other, what you're saying is just empty and hollow. You're better off saying nothing. You're hurting more than helping. When you come into a situation where one side is being 90% of the violence and the other side is 10%, and you're like, I just want everybody to calm down. You're not helping. You're hurting at that point. You're feeding into the delusion that the right wing wants everybody to believe that it's like either both sides. They don't even say both sides. They just say it's always the left.
I disagree. I disagree.
They do say that. Steven Crowder opened his video by saying, oh, you think it's both sides? No, it's just the radical left, and we have to fight it and destroy it. That is true. There was a call for violence from all those speakers, from all those pundits. If I try to get away in an hour or two, what should I tell them you're doing? Covering politics. We're probably going to be, in 2 hours, we're probably going to be talking about Charlie Kirk's killer, or Poland by building 3 factories for ammunition, which is a good thing for once. Who knows? I thought we'd still be doing this in 2 hours, but this is a pretty short debate and we're going through it pretty quickly, so we're going through this pretty quickly. Also, Destiny has a lot of problems, let's just say. And he's in the middle of a court case over it. Wait, are we actually building them? I didn't see that. Yeah, we are actually building 3 of them. Apparently. That is news, isn't it? That is actual news that Poland is actually finally going forward with building 3 factories for making ammunition. I know that definitely 155mm shells for artillery is on the... Yeah, that is actually great. That is actually... I find this to be pretty big news, actually. That Poland is about to start manufacturing NATO standard artillery shells, for example. That is pretty big, actually. So I want to talk about it today. Because that has been a big weak point. Wait, did you read that? TVP World. But there's, I think Reuters also reported on it. So we have Reuters, and you have TVP World. You have contractors that are being already talked to that will be doing the thing. A specific amount of money was quoted that will be used to build those factories. So apparently it's happening. This was a huge... I should leave saying this for later for the segment. I'm probably going to repeat this later, but this was a huge weak point in the armament of Poland. I mocked it at some point, that Poland has a lot of tanks, a lot of stuff. It's buying a lot of weapons, but no ammunition. And now it seems like Poland is actually trying to address the problem of ammunition. So Good. Good. Oh, well, I'm glad. I'm glad I was able to do it. We're going to read about it and we're going to discuss it a little bit. I find it to be a really good development. I was actually surprised to see it. I've heard so many political discussions about the stun lock on the building of factories of producing ammunition, and now suddenly out of nowhere I hear that 3 factories, not 1, not 2, but 3 factories are gonna be built in Poland to produce ammunition. And my reaction was, wow, okay, that's actually very cool. That is actually pretty great. Okay, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's wait for me to do the dedicated segment about it.
Make it a point. Make it a point to always call out whatever the side it is, whatever and to always sound business about the topic. You're allowed to do that. You're allowed to fucking to conduct yourself in that way without being a virtue cup lord. What about it?
Virtue cup lord? What does that mean?
You have to understand that when you say that, you're just supporting the person who's winning. It's a status quo reinforcement, even if you don't realize it. If you go to Ukraine, Russia, and you're one of the people who's like, I just want the violence to stop. Who gets mad at that and who loves that? Russia loves that, and the Ukrainians get mad at that. What do you mean you just want the violence to stop? Fuck you, we've lost half our country. If you go to Israel, Palestine, you say, we just want the violence to stop. Who gets mad at that, right? The Palestinians say, we don't even do violence. That's all Israel. Fuck you guys. They're stealing our shit, right?
So how is your behavior a solution then? You're saying a lot of problems, not a solution.
That is very weird for Destiny to say about Palestine, Israel, considering his views on that, but like that is the problem with Destiny. Destiny will say whatever as part of rhetoric, as part of to win a debate. He doesn't even, you know.
How is your behavior a solution?
I can tell you, the solution is the right has to disavow their end. It's so obvious that when you look at what's going on.
I don't think he acknowledges that, by the way. I don't think he acknowledges. I just think that he describes what's happening, but it doesn't mean that it reflects his views on it. Does that make sense?
Donald Trump should be able to come out and say, hey, everybody, all of us.
And that is the problem, by the way.
Being fucking insane. And everybody needs to call.
I don't want to listen to a person debate and have to wonder, wait, is he debating as part of a rhetoric to win, or does he actually believe what he's saying?
The fuck down. Without saying Joe Biden, without saying the radical leftist Democrats, without even knowing who the fuck the shooter is, Donald Trump should very easily be able to say, everybody needs to calm the fuck down right now. He can't do that. They've never, not only do they not disavow what they do, he constantly...
Also, I guess I've said that as well. It was so obvious what the right-wing pundits were doing with the calls for violence without even knowing the identity of the shooter.
Forgives it, and the whole right constantly make excuses for it. They don't know anything that they do.
Well, it is what it is.
Agreed. And does that fix the problem?
No, but it's better for both sides to be violent than to just sit there and endure the violence, because that just leads to a total...
No, it's not better. I disagree with that. I disagree that it's better for both sides to be violent. I very much disagree with that. That is a very stupid thing to advocate for. That to fight fire with fire, that both sides need to be violent now. I think this is a stupid thing to advocate for, honestly. Again, the answer to a genocide is not to do a genocide back, for example. That should not be the answer. Maybe some people are advocates for a big fight fire with fire approach, but that is not me, definitely. I don't think escalation is the right response to things. In that way, I'm like I live the legacy of Jewish people from the Warsaw Ghetto, I suppose.
Eradication of your side.
So do you make it a point for you? Let's say, because if you're gonna hold people to a standard, you have to hold yourself to the same standard, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you make,
like this is nonsensical, okay? If someone I don't know, I could be giving some very ridiculous examples, but if a murderer comes and murders someone's brother, should the person call the police and should a trial happen, or should the person just murder the person's brother back? Because you have to escalate in the same way to the other side.
Announce people that use bad language, the fucking leftist radical fucking dog shit call for violence. Do you make it a point for you to call these people out there when they do this shit? Is that what you said on them? Do you actually do that?
Generally, yeah. Less so now, though. Not when the Republicans are doing it. I think it's immoral to sit there and hand wring on the left. Now my statement is, I don't think anybody on the left should say shit about it until Donald Trump does.
So for everybody, it's no, they have to do it like that. But for you, it's but now it's this, but now it's that. So how did they get that shield and that grace or that charitability, right? What that you're giving yourself? Why don't they get that?
They had that charitability for 5 years.
I mean, if that is the US that people want, then I cannot really affect it or stop it. I'm not even a US citizen. But if people really want a United States where people just kill each other left and right, then okay. I definitely would not want to live in a country where people of different political prescriptions just kill each other left and right, and it's considered cool because the other side is doing it, so this side should be doing it too. It's basically, unironically, Germany before Nazis taking power. It was just a bunch of militia groups, a bunch of political groups fighting each other on the streets for dominance. That was a big thing. So if that's really what the prescription for the United States right now, then I don't know what to say.
Years, what are you talking about? They've had the charitability for 3 election cycles, and they've done nothing with it. Even today, they will not call out their side ever. They deny it even happens. They think that Jan 6 was a Fedsurrection. The Minnesota lawmaker that just got killed, like a month ago or 2 months ago, they said that person was killed by a radical leftist. It wasn't. It was conservative. Both the guys that tried.
I don't know. I think it's really weak to come to the conclusion that if the other side is doing something, we are helpless to do anything else but to do the same thing.
Trump, we're probably conservative. At least one of them was.
Don't do this thing. Don't
See,
do
you're
that.
doing
Don't
it
do
right
this.
now. You're doing it right now. At least admit it. At least admit it. Call it what you want. Call it what you want. But if you're watching me or Hassan or you or Aiden, yeah, do it, dude. That's great. I know it's epic for you. It's epic. It's epic. I hope that you repeat the video of one of us getting our fucking heads blown off, and you sit here and you do the same both sides shit. It's such it's the most cucked fucking position in the world. You're such a fucking loser. Holy shit.
So you're gonna say probably Republican, but you're gonna mad at somebody if somebody says, well, probably a trans shooter. What's the difference? You're making a pattern to do this shit language.
I know that you and Train like to victimize yourself all the time. Do you know what I'm perm banned for from Twitch on? Hold on. What do you think?
Oh my god. Now they're just screaming over each other, of course. That is what those debates usually devolve into. Screaming matches.
What do you think I'm perm banned for?
Oh, to debate, I guess. He is here because he said something and Destiny got angry at him and now they're debating. That is usually how these things go. That is usually how these things start.
You're really going to use this on me?
Attack my argument.
Your argument is that I wouldn't call out trans people for being crazy? Remind me when I permabanned from Twitch from again.
No. I said that is not what I said. I said you're doing this probably a guy of this side, whatever, right?
We're having, by the way, that's what I call it the beginning of the conversation.
When will you cover the ammo factories? I can do it right after this, actually. I can cover the ammo factories right after watching this debate. It is actually a nice topic, so it will be a good palate cleanser. You think?
You don't want to address the facts.
Fucking rhetoric. If people were saying, yo, probably a trans shooter, but like they always do. Like
you're gonna have to look for a few different sources on the ammunition because the one on the TVP World is not super long, but I saw that Reuters, I think, gave more details on it.
I'm
You
not
give them
aware
a
of.
shield
I'm not
and a
aware.
pass.
It's not a shield and a pass. I'm not aware of there being like radical trans violent groups of people. If there were, I'd probably tell them to not do that. I'm not aware of this huge movement of like trans radicalist violent
Wait.
people. I'm sorry. Do these people exist somewhere and I've missed them? I feel like I fought with every fucking trans group on the fucking internet. Am I just missing these people?
No. Did you misunderstand what I said? What I said is people use these rhetorics all the time, but for you it's okay to say, oh, probably a Republican. I think there's a pattern of behavior.
I don't know. I haven't been watching Destiny because, I don't watch Destiny. But I, the super hyper lefty, have not said probably a Republican. Okay? I have not said that. I've repeatedly said, we don't know who the killer is. We don't know their motive. Let's just wait. Let's just wait to see who they are. Let's not just speculate who they are. Let's not assume who they are. Let's wait to see who they are. There you go. That was my stance. The radical lefty stance.
It is shit to do that. Wanna know why? Because you would probably get mad, as respectfully so, right? If people said, oh, probably another trans shooter, right? You would call them out if they said shit like that, right?
No.
But
X.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we will be talking about the shooter today as well. We will be talking about the shooter's identity.
X, it's cause and effect. People are not randomly doing acts of violence against the left for random reasons. The guy that showed up at the Pelosi household said that he got radicalized first watching Gamergate videos and then started rattling off a bunch of right-wing QAnon conspiracy theories. The people that showed up at Jan 6 were there because Donald Trump called them to be there to protest the outcome of the election because he said it was fucking rigged. The guy that just got convicted today said that he thought that he needed to make an assassination plot to shoot up 4 Democratic lawmakers because he lost his election in New Mexico. He said it's because he thought the election was rigged. These are all Republican talking points. It's not random. You're acting like any random shooter is just a random guy that does random things for random reasons. It's not the case. It's very predictable where a lot of it is coming from. The guy that mailed out pipe bombs to 12 different Democratic people, George Soros, the Clintons, the Obamas, in 2018, was a QAnon or Donald Trump fan.
Okay, so what you're saying is that you're making it a side thing. So you're saying that this is not a thing that the left constantly prays and preaches this like this act of violence, but it gives me a W. Fuck it, we're gonna catch a W. Luigi fucking is my hero type shit. You don't think this is a narrative that's constantly being portrayed all the time, and that's fine?
I don't think the Luigi stuff was good, but there aren't lawmakers on the left. You think that the left is Hassan Piker, who's an actual terrorist fuck. No Democratic lawmakers.
I mean, some people think that the left is Destiny, which I found laughable. I find, you know what? Hassan represents the left more than Destiny does. I say it, okay? Here, I said it. I know. Very bad, but Hassan Piker is closer to representing the left than Destiny, okay? That's for sure.
Are celebrating this.
Hot take.
You're comparing the Republican Congress and the Republican president to 11 follower accounts on Twitter called Give Me My Hormone 6969.
Nope.
What? What was that name? Is that topic always on Destiny's mind? I don't think he should be making these type of jokes in light of recent events, okay?
In this particular case, in this particular type of problem, inaction is just as bad as action. It is just as, because you're cashing in the W when it's your side gets a kill count plus 1 kill, but it's your side that got that. Oh, I don't know what that is. It's probably a misfire. The bullet landed on his head. Oh, guys, it's probably an accident.
You know what?
Some people maybe celebrating and misfired his
Maybe
gun.
I'll make it the thumbnail thing for this when I turn this into a segment that's gonna be on the thumbnail.
Oh my god! God, moving on. Right?
Okay, sanity check.
Like,
sanity
it's
check. How many?
already
Hold on.
dead.
How many people did Donald Trump pardon for the J6 thing? It was all of them, right? How many people did
Okay.
Biden pardon for the BLM riots?
Brother, you're doing this presidency cocktalordery because Donald
Yeah,
Trump
that's
Presidency cut Coldry. Oh my god.
won in Nakabala.
politics. Because real life isn't just the Twitter
Why are you
accounts you
always
see.
reverting
What-
back to what Donald Trump is doing?
Oh my god.
Bro, it's one
Why would you talk about what the most powerful person in the country is doing? Why would you?
elderly fucking like.
You're
what,
so
like,
cucked.
What a
It's actually so cucked. Is it a requirement?
Bro.
What is the visa you're on? Is it the fucking sperm swallow visa that you have to suck off at least 10 conservatives in order to be down here in the United States? What the fuck is wrong with you? Yeah.
I mean, that is a silly thing to say. That is a silly thing to say. Why would you care so much about what the most powerful person and the most powerful country does and says? Were they quiet?
Yeah, I hold
The
the president.
government would
I hold
rather
the president of the
one of me
United
than
States.
100 of you.
The president of the United States is more important with what he says than random fucking Twitter accounts. How is that?
That is true, though. Why is XQC debating? XQC is debating because he said something, I assume, on Twitter. Destiny didn't like it, so in his usual fashion, he probably said, "Hey, buddy, wanna come on stream and discuss this with me?" And there we go. Here we are. Here we are. What a mess.
Really hard to understand?
Oh my God, Jesus Christ. So, if you were to put a placeholder, let's say you fuck it. Kamala is in the president. She won. Makes history different. And she.
Oh my god, I cannot take this. Like, isn't this person like super rich? Isn't this can he just invest in some speech lessons? Aren't there ways for people to improve their speech? Wasn't there a whole movie about it? About some English royalty guy that stuffed his mouth full of rocks or something to learn to speak clearer? Wasn't that a thing? Wasn't there a famous movie about a super stuttering, very difficult speech English royalty guy that had to stuff his mouth with rocks and practice, and he did it, he overcame it? Can't XQC just hire a coach that would help him with this?
Calls of the violence all the time. This shit suddenly stops and
It just makes him sound incoherent, whatever he says.
and then what the
Yes,
the growing
yes,
culture
yes, it would
of
probably
violence.
lower a lot. Yes. Why do you think that all of the massive protests of the? Did you know that? Here's a fun stat: 7 of the largest protests in U.S. history, 7 out of the last 10 of them, happened under Donald Trump's presidencies. Do you think it's random? Do you think that just happened to be by chance? This is a guy saying he could stop the invasion in
brother-
Ukraine, and he can't stop mass protests and riots in the United States. Tell me that's random before you say the next dumb thing. Just say at least no. That was
I'm
probably
saying-
all random. That was just random. There was nothing
What
Trump
was
could have done
random?
about that.
What was random?
The fact that that all the violent rioting, all of the fucking shit that's happening in our country, that so much of it is happening under Donald Trump. Do you think that's random? Do you think that Trump and Biden were just as inflammatory as each other?
You're thinking about the King's Speech? Yes, I am thinking of that movie. Yes.
Wait, I'm so confused. What is it? Is it statistically more violent things happening under Trump? What's
I'm
happening?
saying that of the last 10 huge protests, largest protests in the U.S.
Also, I might as well add that the world has become, not just the world, but the United States, of course, have become far more unstable, far more unsafe under Trump, which Trump was bragging he was going to do the opposite. He was going to make the world a far safer place, far saner place, quote unquote. He was going to end all conflicts. No new conflicts would erupt under him, which all of that turned out to be not true. And he has made the country domestically far less safe and stable than it was before. So I guess that is going to be his legacy. That is going to be Trump's legacy, unironically. Well, I don't mean speech classes as in learn how to speak confidently. I mean the way you speak, like to speak clearly, to speak loudly, to train yourself not to do every single word, to try to eliminate those things, to try to have a rhythm. All these things, that I'm failing at. All these things that I have not mastered yet. But I take solace in the fact that at least people can understand what I'm saying. Also, I had a speech impediment when I was a child. I could not pronounce the hard r, the Polish r. I could not pronounce it as a child. I pronounced it as l. So I guess I had a speech thing as a child as well. I went to a therapist as well. So that was the thing for me. Oh yeah, that's what we learned in our speech classes. Yeah, that's good. So yeah, Vladimir says, "What's this? Hello, Lucy. If you're reading this, you are gay." I mean, I don't have to read anything to know that I'm gay, so...
history. 7 of them happened under Trump's presidency over the last 3 terms, and we're only 1 year into this one. Not even.
I think using a data sample of that size is genuinely irresponsible. I think it's irresponsible.
Okay, how would you measure it? How do you want to measure it? Politicians killed? Plots thwarted? Attempted political assassinations? Which one do you want to use? Tell me which one you want to use, and I'll run them down. What you're saying is that
the right is speaking words I don't like and having narratives I don't like, but
both gay and trans, that's ultra woke. That is ultra woke, indeed.
The left is the one...
We gotta do something about all this gay shit she's been doing in her free time. You cannot stop me.
carrying out actions of terrorism, so the right is wrong. But if they just spoke better, it would all stop. Brother, it's like you moved to California again, and you're eating the utopia pill. Like you have it.
The what? The utopia pill? What are they talking about now?
Your asshole. It's so stupid. It's brain dead. It's uneducated, and it's because of your poor.
Oh, XQC is gonna talk about being educated. Okay, that's great.
Train these natives like it's the truth. It's insane. You've lost your mind.
So nothing any of our leadership says, none of that matters. It doesn't influence any behavior whatsoever. You don't think? It doesn't play into it at all. Despite the fact that all the people that commit these crimes say they did it because...
Ruth says, I think he's trying really hard to make it seem like he understands what is going on.
Of QAnon, because of Donald Trump, because of the election fraud.
I mean, for some reason, viewers expect big gamer streamers to chime in on political issues and to be correct on them. I have no clue why people think, oh, a lot of people watch this guy, he must be correct on issues. It's the same with Asmongold.
Because of the guy that just shut up the CDC because of the COVID vax lies. That none of that mattered. Even though the people committing the crimes are telling you why they're doing it, they're actually all wrong. But XQC, you're right. It's just random.
I feel like it's how would you say, result based. It's very result based thinking.
So then why are you telling anybody
result-based thinking? Is he saying that it's basically... is he saying that it's... What's the word? You know, oh my god. You know what I mean, the saying. Oh my god. The word is 2020. They're just... I'm forgetting the word. I cannot believe that I'm blanking out on the world. On the word.
To not say anything at all. Why did Charlie Kirk just get killed then? Let's assume it was a left-wing shooter. That was just a random act of violence then? Why say anything at all?
Describe it. It's basically when you look back at something after it already had happened and say, hindsight. Hey, hindsight is 2020. Thank you. It's basically saying that hindsight is 2020 and you're just describing the things as you do because you have hindsight on your side.
Why bother telling people to adjust their rhetoric at all if none of it actually matters?
That is what he wants to say when he says that you're using result-based thinking.
Wait, what do you mean by that?
Like if Hassan should be able to say whatever he wants, I should be able to make whatever jokes I want. Why should any of it matter online then? If what the president of the United States says doesn't influence people's actions, then why should anybody give a fuck about the violent rhetoric they use anywhere?
Well, I'm trying to unpack that real quick. Oh yeah, I mean that makes sense. That has validity. I absolutely agree that all these things should absolutely change. I was always on this on your camp on that it's all incredibly dangerous. All of it is absolute dog shit. But you have to make an effort to denounce and condemn the one that actually fires the gun. That is the problem.
That's not the problem, though. You think it's a problem, but it's not. Every large media outlet and lawmaker on the left has unequivocally called it out as bad.
Yeah.
Every person on the right is calling for fucking war and vengeance.
Oh my!
I mean, that is true. That is basically what happened. That is what I've observed among the right-wing pundits. Them saying that the radical left has gone too far and that it's time to retaliate. And that it's not a problem on both sides. That is the problem with the radical left, Twitter radical left, and that it's time to up the temperature, as Steven Crowder has said. Radical violence.
See, that's the utopia pill. I feel like
I mean, it's not the utopia pill. It's just what happened. I've seen how people covered this topic. I've seen the coverage of many streamers. I myself said that it was bad and that the violence in this sort of political, that it's not the political climate that we want. In the slightest.
Yeah, this is like
What's the utopia pill? What's the utopia pill? What do you mean by that?
It's the leftist dumb fuck colored glasses.
What? What does that mean?
The left is calling this out. No, they have not. Bro.
Oh, okay. I guess I have not called it out. I guess I have not called it out. There you go. I thought I called it out. I thought I said that it was bad. I thought I said that violence is not the answer, but I guess XQC has set me straight. I guess I've been corrected.
The way that they portray these things that happen.
Click this and show your stream. Click this and show your stream, and then you can find counterexamples. I got nothing else to do today. Go ahead. Click this, show your stream, and let's just walk through both pictures, and then you can do all the counterexamples you want. Okay?
Yeah, I'm looking at your picture. What about it?
Left. Click the left one. On the top left, we've got former President Barack Obama. We've got former President Joe Biden. We've got huge international mainstream media figure Mehdi Hassan. Bottom left, alternative left-wing media figure.
Mehdi Hassan is great. SQC Esmond Gold Wells on our new Mount Rushmore. I mean, Steven Crowder did a whole unhinged rant about it.
Cenk Uygur. We've got hopeful presidential candidate, current Senator Bernie Sanders. We've got Mamdani from New York City. We've got California Governor Gavin Newsom. We've got David Hogg, who is a DNC chair. We've got a representative, Pramila Jayapal, I can't pronounce her name. Huge center-left media figure, Brian Tyler Cohen. Center-left media figure, David Pakman, some of the largest people on the left wing on YouTube. We've got Crystal Ball. We've got Brian Krasenstein, huge fucking, Twitter lord, Hutch, fellow Twitch streamer for you.
Okay, Hutch is not a radical leftist. Why Hutch among these people? Why Hutch? Why has Hutch become such a prominent guy all of a sudden?
Okay, go to the next fucking picture. What do we have from these people? These are some of the biggest right-wing accounts. You think that this is comparable? You think that both sides are doing the same thing?
This is war. That was the stupidest thing I seen. This is war. People that have never experienced war, have never... My goodness.
I can send you videos of people on the Daily Wire. If you want, we can go through Matt Walsh's response, where he says the time for playing nice is over. We can go through Ben Shapiro's response.
What you did,
Or Steven Crowder's.
Yeah.
what you did unironically, you sat there at your computer and you linked me this shit that compares Barack Obama to the libs of TikTok. I have had enough with your stupid dog
Who is
shit.
the video?
What? What is he trying to say? Who does he want compared?
Who is the guy?
I can't do it.
Who
I
is
can't
the
do it.
guy?
What is he doing? What was that? What was that noise? Oh, what was that? Is he hyperventilating now? Lucy, you barely even tried to untangle your headphone wire. Yeah, no, I untangled it. It's untangled. Look. It's not even tangled anymore. What do you mean I've untangled it. What do you mean? It's not tangled. Just because it's a little bit twisted, it doesn't mean that it's tangled. It's not tangled. It's twisted is not the same as tangled. It's untangled. It's twisted, but it's not tangled. I think he was turning into a crow.
Who is the guy in the top middle? Who is that guy? What's that video of? Who is that?
Donald Trump.
Did he walk away? We can wait. Oh, I can just play this.
What the hell happened? What is happening? What is this debate? This is not even a debate. This is a child tantrum.
For his chat next, actually. Hold on. How do I route this into my microphone?
24 hours.
This is retweeted from the Daily...
Is this guy really one of the biggest streamers? One of the 5 most popular streamers? Really? This guy?
Wire account, which is the largest right-wing alternative media outlet in the United States. And it is
Really?
part of a statement from Matt Walsh, who's one of the largest right-wing alternative media figures in the United States.
For hours, I've seen some in the media, some of the very same people who intentionally stoked murder. Over the past 24 hours, I've seen some in the media, some of the very same people who intentionally stoked murderous hatred against people like Charlie Kirk and Charlie Kirk specifically.
I swear to God, I will say it now. I deserve a bigger audience, okay? I deserve more people watching me. He's not even the worst. Why do the worst people get the biggest audiences?
Now saying that we need to turn down the temperature and start having conversations.
Steven Crowder said something really similar, by the way.
Well, Charlie tried to have conversations with you on the left, and you killed him for it.
Yeah. Without even knowing who the shooter was. That's great.
Yeah, I'm back.
You're killing
Sorry, I had
us
to go deep on some money.
in our churches. You tried to kill our
You
president.
what? He had to do what?
You killed one of our greatest advocates in Charlie Kirk. You have been openly cheering
Well,
for
what is
and
he doing?
celebrating and encouraging.
Oh,
and
we're just
committing-
listening. We're listening to the statement that was made by the largest alternative media right-wing platform right now on the internet. Hold on, it's like 30 more seconds. 1 sec.
Political
Wait.
violence for years. Antifa,
Is it end
BLM.
wokeness?
What?
Is it end wokeness? Or is it libs of TikTok?
It's Matt
Which one is
Walsh
it?
from the Daily Wire.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Well-funded, highly orchestrated, widespread movements based in and fueled by violence.
Uh-huh.
You made a hero out of Luigi Mangione. And you celebrate Charlie's death even now. It's too late to turn the temperature down. This is not a time to hold hands. It's a time for justice. This is a time for
For
good.
justice against who? Interesting that you speak of justice against some unidentified enemy when you don't even know who the shooter was. Because at the time of recording, Matt Walsh absolutely did not know who the shooter was.
To fight back against evil. It is time for the righteous to prevail for the sake of our country and for our families and our children and for Charlie.
What do you think he means when he says that? The time for talking is over.
What it means is I'm going to use this opportunity when the temperature is hot to get what I actually want and all this, and to fight back and get retaliation and revenge, and I'm a pussy, and I disagree with that. All that I disagree. That's what all I hear is this bullshit.
You're disagreeing with that's the largest right-wing alternative media outlet.
Well, I don't give a fuck what he says. I don't give a fuck what anybody on the right or the left says.
That's fine. But I'm saying
everybody's deliberately stupid. Everybody's deliberately.
Everybody. Oh, find me a left-wing account doing this. Oh, that is like a reputable figure on the left, like a large left-wing media account, like a media person, not just like random Twitter people. Yeah.
So the reason why I said earlier, you're wearing these utopic glasses, whatever, and you're always having these labels for others, but not you. It's this: give me a big account, left, state representative, official, massive, huge, and famous. But you, right? When you make an argument, it's libs of TikTok and wokeness, dumb fuck, Christopher Ruffalo, what is the
Donald Trump, Matt Walsh, Steven Crowder, Asmongold. I'm sorry, this is so weak. This is so weak on this guy's part.
Random Twitter cuck. How come?
Hold on. First of all,
standards so high.
President Donald Trump is a random Twitter cuck. That's great.
Well,
Elon Musk, random Twitter cuck.
For the right, it's whatever. We'll use whatever we find on Twitter.
Number one. First of all, number one. Okay, I didn't make this compilation. I was more leaning on the first image than the second image. But number two, even at that second image you have, that guy in the top right there, Elon Musk, is the owner of the platform and the richest man in the world, and was in the fucking White House. I noticed you didn't read his name. That bottom right person, Laura Loomer, people don't know if it's lip injections or the fact that she's had her mouth on Trump's cock for so long that makes those lips so fucking big, but this bitch is in the White House every other fucking month giving guidance to the President of the United States, and she's currently on a doxing spree right now on Twitter.
Oops.
For people that she is accusing of supporting violence. I can give you more. We just listened to Matt Walsh from the Daily Wire. I can read you out tweets from fucking Stephen Miller, who is the fucking deputy chief of staff in the White House office, who's literally fucking Hitler 2.0. Our hearts are shattered. America's lost one of its greatest champions. All of us now must dedicate ourselves to defeating the evil that stole Charlie from this world. What do you think he means by that? There's a much longer tweet from his figure if you want. I've got a tweet from Nancy Mace, not a tweet, a video of her, who's a sitting congressperson. If you want, we can listen to what she says. I can play you that one next if you want. You can soy the fuck out over the fact that this guy included some of the largest Twitter accounts that are constantly interacted with by large right-wing figures, but we can find lawmakers and... Yeah, go ahead. Repeat the same retarded shit you just said in the face of everything I just told you. Go ahead, say it again. Pretend that I just gave you random Twitter accounts when I just rattled off 5 massive...
Jesus.
Okay, go ahead.
I agreed that everybody that's doing this shit...
Not everybody. Oh, there it is. Everybody. True.
Oh, everybody's doing this shit. But he cannot give any example of the left wing doing this after the shooting.
Okay, I forgot with you.
Can you admit there were some Jews? There were some Jews in the Holocaust that probably deserved it, right? I'll admit that. There probably were some piece of shit. There were probably some Jews. Say it. Just say it. Let me hear it. There were probably some Jews in the Holocaust that should have been fucking murdered. Okay, there were probably some. Statistically speaking, there has to have been. There has to have been at least like 5 or 10. Come on.
I'm looking at the screen.
But I know at least a couple Jews.
I'm looking at the screen with the right-wing end. You want to say everybody? And look at the screen. What I meant. Sorry, I need to use my words here with you today because today, you're very fragile.
Oh my
God. The right-wing Andes, the big political figures on the right, are deliberately using dangerous language in a retaliatory manner to get payback for the act against one of their own. It's absolutely abysmal. It's awful. It's satanic. Boom.
Satanic.
Cool. Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
I agree 100%.
Cool. Oh, that's good.
All people are wrong. They're so wrong. It's disgusting.
So is the debate over? Oh no, wait. There's half of the It's not even halfway over.
That's fine.
fuck all of them.
Every single event in the past decade has looked like this,
Okay.
with every single person on the left constantly saying this isn't good, no violence, we can't do this, and every single person on the right saying, actually, that wasn't even us. We didn't do that. That was a Fedsurrection. That was Fauci and the COVID vaccine. That guy was crazy, and we disavowed him. We don't even know that. And there's Paul Pelosi's gay lover, and we don't know who mailed those pipe bombs. And the guy who shot him was maybe a secret liberal.
Okay.
So when it's one side doing it over and over and over again, and you come in and you say both sides need to calm down, and then the left says both sides need to calm down, and the right says we're going to war, baby.
Not my argument. My argument is that people have gamified their language. People have gamified their influence, and they're finding ways at which it is effective so their shit actually happens the way they want it to happen. And the reality is that this is what the right does, and I agree. What the left does, I think, is also satanic and abysmal, is the downplaying of violence, the ignoring acts of violence, downplaying arson and firebombing as protests, is fucking looting and blowing cars up as being a legal demonstration. That's also the problem. They're both.
It's not.
It's awful. But you don't declare that.
No, the difference. X.
I'm gonna make a joke on Twitter to get some likes about this.
I already asked you the difference. X. The difference is that for Biden to get
SQC
elected,
doesn't even know what his argument is. I think so.
The rioting that happened over the BLM riots was bad, and he said that. And when Biden came into office, you know what he didn't do? He didn't pardon every single BLM rioter. When Trump came into office, he pardoned every single Jan 6er, even the people who were convicted of seditious treason. Do you see do you understand the difference there?
So what you're saying is that one villain stands on business and the other one doesn't, and that's somehow a way to make one better than the other. It's both awful.
No, one side is inviting violence and the other side is trying to tone it down. And it's constantly that dynamic. It is always Trump stoking the flames. It is always Trump telling people to be more violent. It is always Trump denying that anything even happened. Oh, there were good people on both sides.
When you're making Destiny look good, that means you're lost, okay? Your brain is blended into paste. Should make Destiny look good. Even though Destiny's argument, in my opinion, is bad in its own right.
I don't know anything about... Hold on. I'll make a good argument. I want you to try to break this down and give it my argument the validity that it deserves, okay? I've always said this. I don't know it very often, but I think about it a lot. This is like exactly how a Counter-Strike lobby is when there's a cheater. It is the exact same thing. If you are playing in a game and you're queuing with a cheater, right? And everybody else is cheating, right? And you don't denounce it, you don't say, oh, fuck this guy, you don't report him, you don't kick him, you don't ban him, you just, guys, oh, he's on my side, he's killing everybody and I'm winning the game? I don't even know. Maybe he's cheating, I don't know. I just like playing with him, haha. And you know, over and over again, you are constantly green lighting the act, and you're reinforcing the thought that this is okay to do. And
Who
we'll
is
do
green?
that.
There are not large figures on the left.
Does that all the time.
X, give me an example. Who on the left? Who on the left is greenlighting this behavior? There are not large figures on the left doing this. It's crazy people doing it
denounce act of violence.
Who does? What I'm telling you is, if you look at the leadership on the left, if you look at the media, if you look at the lawmakers, if you look at the presidents, the left doesn't do this. The right does.
Oh. You again?
Give me one example. Just one example. One example.
It is the what example? Like what? It gave in Newsom, whoever the fuck mayor of whatever city. Bro, it's like, oh, this event isn't some. Let me guess. Oh, this is a good one. Let me guess. It's not some arson or acts of violence.
My head hurts from listening to the guy. It's just, how can people listen to this guy for hours on end is beyond me.
This is people demonstrating their right.
At least Asmongold is articulate. At least you can understand what Asmongold is saying. Does this? I don't know. I feel like maybe I'm awful. Does this person actually genuinely have some sort of a disorder or speech impediment that is severely obstructing their ability to speak? Is that a, I don't know, is that actually a thing that's happening here? ADHD at the very least. His disorder is that his brain became cabbage. Canadian, okay. I guess either you don't know or there's nothing actually. Also, who on the left is engaging in violence? I want to know. I'm curious. His voice is the least of our concerns. It's not about the voice. It's about the fact that I just cannot. Oh my gosh.
Freedom and what,
Gavin Newsom, absolutely. You're such a ghoulish fuck. Gavin Newsom absolutely never said that. Find me the fucking tweet where he said that he encouraged violence in LA. Gavin told the feds to fuck off because they had it handled. And he told people that he wouldn't accept violent rioting, and they arrested motherfuckers that were violent rioting. Where are you talking about the shit that just happened in the last few months when the president of the United States deployed the National Guard, illegally, by the way, against the will of the sitting governor, by the way, with 600 additional Marine reinforcements, by the way.
Jesus. MOG. Dark Samurai. We are engaging in violence by advocating a NATO imperialist, gay Ukrainian fascist ammunition factory so you can fight to the last Ukrainian imposing neoliberalism on the baby twin republics. That is true. That is my position. True.
When California themselves and LA said they had it handled, you're taking a situation.
I want to turn all of Central and Eastern Europe into a one big gay public when everybody will be forcefully trans and gay, and we will have orgies, anal orgies, of course. It's gonna be amazing. Jack, don't do it. Mocking death. This shooter, Trump's shooter, GOP baseball game shooter, BLM riots. Both sides have idiots. Be real. I mean, mocking the death is as bad as it is. I don't think it's engaging in violence. BLM riots is a more complicated topic. Why anal? Because anal orgies are great. Do I have to explain myself on this? On this family-friendly stream?
Where the president was unhinged, was out of pocket, was against the law, and was acting as a fucking dictator, and you're spinning this as though Gavin Newsom did something wrong? Do you understand how absolutely fucking brain broken you are? Right? Like, even worse than the normal Quebecois who happens to be in the US, like, sitting here. Do you understand how I need you to admit? No, you're not standing up business. It's the most fucking retarded shit I've ever heard you say in my entire life. It's so fucking retarded. Find me the tweet. Find me where Gavin was saying it was okay for the rioting to happen. I'll wait. I got nothing to do. Go. Do it. Or someone in your chat can find it. I want to see it.
Oh, that's not true. Apparently Hank Hill from King of the Hill does not have a butt. It has been medically diagnosed that he does not, so.
What are you talking about? I wasn't even speaking about that either. You went on a tangent for no reason. The wording, the portrayal, avoiding the actual issue, not saying...
Avoiding what issue?
Oh my fucking god.
Gavin directly disavowed the rioting. He said it was bad. He said they were going to arrest people for doing it. What are you talking about?
We're going to arrest people that do this, guys. We don't like this over here, guys.
Yeah, he said that and they did it. He said that and they did it.
Okay.
You acknowledge it at the same time. Donald Trump was illegally sending the military to California.
I'm not going to convince you. I'm not going to convince you. I'm not going to convince you.
Yeah, because it's the facts. I know. On the facts suck. Facts are annoying.
No,
but this is,
I'm never going to convince you.
The next guy that you see dying, please don't fucking pretend that you give a fuck, okay? Play the clip a few times, get some fucking laughs, go and fucking virgin. Don't pretend you actually give a fuck about any of this shit. Because you guys are the problem. It is your fault. It is your fault. People like you and Asmongold are the worst.
I am the most consistent anti-vaccine you'll ever find.
Yes, I agree.
I am so
consistently
consistent.
fucking
It's
retarded.
Crazy.
Consistently retarded.
It's crazy. Yo.
Okay, I will say that pundits such as Asmongold or XQC, I'm just gonna say, I'm not gonna use very strong language. I'm just gonna say they probably should not be commenting on politics. They probably should just stick to gaming, and they should probably not weigh in on political topics. That's all that I'm going to say. Yes, Hank Hill is assless.
You understand? Like,
there was an episode in which a doctor said it.
This is my view of the world, okay? Doing the right thing, more often than not, the vast majority of the time, is taking L's. Because being actually better than whoever you're trying to denounce as the bad person means that you take an L, and you don't change your behavior. Oh, you're going to do
Can you give me one example? Give me one example. Can you give me one example in human history of that happening? Give me one example. Give me one example. Give me one example of that happening. When the Brits were taxing Americans without representation, did they just sit and take it? In the Civil War, when shots provided Fort Sumter and the South seceded from the United States, did they just take it?
So what
when Germany was steamrolling all of Europe, did
accelerationism equals win?
Who's talking about accelerationism? No, I'm asking you, give me one example where somebody sat and took it and took L after L after L, and they magically went at the end. You know where that happens? It happens in anime and Marvel movies. Show me in the real world where this happens.
In what sense?
Where somebody takes L after L after L and they just sit there and lose over and over again.
I'm just gonna say this, okay? Because I don't like this argument. This is a stupid argument. There are more than one ways to fight back. This is what I'm going to say to this. Pro is mentioning Civil War when he doesn't know World War II facts.
But they somehow magically win at the
end. It's just silly. This implies that there's only one way to fight back against a thing, which I do not agree with in the slightest.
And where it's not a fucking anime. Where does this happen? What you're advocating for is
it's not a zero-sum game, okay? It's not an all or nothing game where you either respond with identical type of violence or you're just letting it happen.
Distinction on one side, and you're pretending there's some morality in it because you're not affected. That's all you're doing at the end of the day. You people like you and Asmongold, you're not affected.
That is rich. That is incredibly rich to say that, by the way. While you're saying it's not affected, it's a classic. It's a classic.
A classic how?
Why? It's just a classic. It's a classic because the left always gets free W's all the time.
Free W's? Jesus Christ, this is such brain-dead rhetoric. The left gets free W's. This person should not be discussing politics. I'm increasingly thinking that Destiny maybe should not be discussing it either. I'm sorry to say.
Out of not denouncing and skirting around bad words. This is not an epidemic, guys. This is a cultural phenomenon.
Wait, show me where Gavin. Watch this. Show me where Gavin says that this is. What is he? What do you want him to say here that he didn't say? This is in regards to the riots a few months ago.
Like it.
I sent you to Twitter or on Discord.
Clear about this. If you incite violence or destroy our communities, you're going to be held to account. That kind of criminal behavior will not be tolerated. Full stop. Already more than 200.
Guys, let me translate this to English so people that don't understand what he's saying. Guys, if you are guys, by the way, let me tell you.
Okay, gonna translate it to English.
I'm on a 27 win streak in CS. If you cheat in my games, we will come after you. We will get you. We will ban you. By the way, I'm on a 73 win streak right now with this guy on my team. We will come after and we will get you. You will not cheat in our lobbies. You will not, and we will report.
Oh my god.
you every time. By the way, guys, I'm currently rank 1 with this dueling win with the cheater. We're gonna get you. It's fucking weird. I don't give a shit. I don't care. Blah 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 blah. Just talking, ignoring the act. It's bro. It's cuck shit. It's cuck shit. The man does not stand on business. He does not stand on business.
He does stand on business. They arrested people. But if you want to use a cheating example, like you see, fine, let's use a cheating example. What happens in a game where you've got some people that cheat and some people that don't? What happens? There's two.
The answer is not to start cheating. The answer is to report the cheating. That is actually a really good example, Destiny. When one side cheats, the answer is not to start installing the cheats yourself. It's to report the cheating, actually, and get rid of the cheaters. It's not to escalate the cheating in the game, which is what you're advocating for, essentially. That is, I'm glad you brought this example. I wonder if Destiny's solution will be that if you see someone cheating, you should escalate the cheating and you should cheat twice as much.
Things can happen. You've played games, I play games, you know the answer. There's only one of two ways that situation can turn out. If there are people in games that cheat and people in games that don't cheat. Tell me what are the two ways that this can end up?
People get fed up and now everybody's cheating.
Yes, that's one way, yeah. So the game is overrun by cheaters. You see this happen especially with free-to-play stuff, right? Or two, what happens? The cheaters all get banned, right? There is no world where you go into those games and you tell the rest, guys.
Yeah. So the answer to violence is not to just escalate violence. I hope that is the lesson. That if you see people cheating in games, you should not advocate for everybody just to start cheating, right? Is this a reactception stream? I mean, no, it's a debate. I'm reacting to a debate. It's not a reactception stream. I'm not watching a reaction. I'm watching a debate.
Just stop cheating, guys. Just stop cheating and they'll go away. Guys, just stop cheating. That never happens. Because what would it lead to? It would lead to extinction. And that's what happens in every single one of those. For a while,
extinction? That's a strong way to talk about video game. Persönliche Videospiel Ost's playlist says, also nobody can tell me that XQC is not the limbic system from Disco Elysium going full panic mode. What are they even talking about now? They're talking about cheating in video games. That's what they're talking about. Yep.
Happened with PUBG, happened with CSGO, happened with every free-to-play game in the world where it just got overrun by cheaters. And unless somebody comes in and bans them, then they take over and they just run shit.
Yeah, but please don't tell us that the solution to that is to advocate for more people to cheat. Please don't say that. Please don't.
Okay. I think if you make it a point to always shame people and always recurve the narrative, say, don't do this shit. It is my understanding that you're doing the right thing and you are the better person. Is what it is. What about it? This is what I think. You're doing the right thing, and I don't do this. Oh, dude, I'm gonna fucking. What are you gonna do? I'm gonna dox the people that are cheating. No, I think that's bullshit. I think it's all dog shit. I think people can just do better, man. It's that simple.
Oh, really. Just do better. What amazing. That's great. Thank you. Just do better. Just do better, guys. Thank you. That's really useful. Well, then I'm just gonna play the game. If there's a game in which the only option for you is to cheat, then I'm just not gonna play it.
Yeah,
so what's one game where the cheating just disappeared without people getting, you say doxed, how about sued? Right? Didn't that happen to big cheat makers where they literally got fucking sued by Blizzard, I think, for at least one of them, or where people get banned, they get kicked out, deported? What game?
Whose your ancestors resisted various imperialists with all kinds of creative tactics, including nonviolent, right? Fido may be violent. I mean, my parents were part of the Solidarity movement, so. And that ended in a non-violent revolution, as we all know, in 1989.
Fixed the cheating problem magically, ever.
Valorant.
Really? Valorant? Don't they literally have a fucking RAM injection program that Riot uses to...
They mine Bitcoin on my PC and I let them. I am a cuck of Bitcoin.
So obviously that example doesn't work then.
The Chinese
that example doesn't work.
There is nothing to brag about, okay? There is nothing to brag about, the whole Bitcoin thing.
I asked as we speak, digging a hole, and I love it.
Okay,
What
so then
about
that
it?
example doesn't
Next
work then.
topic.
There's somebody else that's enforcing that. We have nobody enforcing that in the United States. One side is just...
Yeah, I'm a cuck of Bitcoin. That's not a thing to brag about. I'm gonna be right back. A reminder that we're having counterpoints discussion soon. Well, not today, Tuesday. We'll be right back. I'm back. Yeah. He doesn't have ass cheeks. That's what we call not having an ass. There you go. It'd be worse than Ragnarok. Fido never left. Fido is in the room over there. I actually detoured to pet him and feed him a snack. So that took a bit longer than it should have, but you know, it's worth it. I always take time to go to Fido and pet him a bit to show him that he's not forgotten.
He's cheating right now with impunity, and you're pretending that it's going to magically go away. Why? They keep winning games. Trump won the last election. Cheating. They're just going to keep winning.
Oh, so now again.
I mean, in my humble opinion, the answer should have been banning Trump from political life. But, you know, the equivalent of banning, it should not be to shit back at Trump.
Shitting it. He's shitting it. Right? Is that what you're saying? Is that where you're going with? Or is this? Dirt. No, I think it's Brendan. I think saying that anything is rigged is like, unless there's proof that it's rigged. I mean, let's be honest. It's just you're just saying things. Like, what about?
Sure. Here's proof that it was rigged. The fact that he pardoned every single person that showed up at the Capitol to insurrect the government that he ordered to be there, that he told people to come there. That would be one example of rigging. I can give you like 20 more if you want.
Boy, example of rigging how?
Donald Trump told everybody that the 2020 election was rigged. 80% plus of conservatives today still think the 2020 election was rigged. They showed up at the Capitol to protest the election, and then eventually to riot in the White House, and eventually to kick out the lawmakers so that they could prevent the peaceful transfer of power. Every single person involved with that, when Donald Trump was elected again, was pardoned. He said it's okay, it's cool. People that would
that's wild to me.
What? What is wild?
That is a bit. That's abysmal. It's a failure of everything that every state that is set on. It's an absolute disaster.
What is he talking? What is excuse he talking about now? This is short for you, Lucy. Wait, what is short for me? What?
Sure.
Okay. Is there a single equivalent action that anybody...
This debate. I mean, it is a short debate, isn't it? It's 1 hour.
The left has done.
Wait, you mean like when Biden pardoned his the cracks?
It's just unbearable, and I have to add commentary, so I have to prolong it. But, you know.
Why did Biden pardon his son?
I don't know. You tell me.
I don't know.
I thought he said he wouldn't do it.
Do you know what two crimes he was convicted for?
Having a cock.
Okay.
Hunter Biden was convicted for lying on a federal tax.
So now you do it. Now you're doing charitability.
Oh, you don't like the facts. You don't like the facts.
Now you're doing charitability.
I'm not being charitable. I was just telling you a factual record of what was going on. But you don't like the facts because they bother. Yeah, they bother you. Oh, you want to tell?
No, I'm not one of those guys. Go ahead.
Hunter Biden was convicted for two things. One, he was convicted for tax evasion in 2019 on taxes that he'd already paid back, that him and the IRS had already settled on. They were fully paid back. One. And then two, he was convicted for lying on a 4473 because he smoked crack at the same time that he bought his gun. This was after the Republicans had investigated him for 4 years, claiming that he was conspiring in Burisma and Ukraine to do illegal international business. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Joe Biden pardoned him.
So he had paid his taxes. Is that how it actually went down?
Yes.
Is that an accurate, like documented thing?
He already said that the IRS confirmed it.
Yes.
What else do you need?
Well, I just feel like this is. It sounds a little bit like a fairy tale. It could not be.
Wow. Oh, that's crazy how all the Republican shit is so fucking horrible and bad, but it's literally out in the open. If any of you fucking retards would take 2 seconds to read about it, but yes,
well, I'm not
they
Republican.
were paid
I'm not
back.
Republican.
They were paid. You are in practice. Yeah, of course you are. What do you mean? Obviously, right?
Oh, okay.
That's mean.
Identity politics masturbate again.
It's not identity politics. It's just like a guy walks out of a room with cum leaking out of his asshole in his mouth and says, "I'm not gay." It doesn't really mean much as long as you still get fucked in the ass and you take dick in your mouth, right? You carry all the Trump talking points and you do everything that they want you to do. It doesn't matter what the fuck you call yourself.
Okay.
At the end of the day, right? A Trump dick suck is a Trump dick suck.
Then you're a radical left. Then you're a radical left because you're a fucking short gnome with fucking blue hair doing cuck shit.
A radical. I'm the radical left.
Well,
who
I mean,
fights with, who
that's how I see it. That's how I see it.
Sure.
That's how I see it.
If you
so
want
I said it. So
you and I are standing in front of an assassin right now, and we have to figure out who's criticized who more. Have I criticized the far left more, or have you criticized Donald Trump more? Who's getting shot in that circumstance? Are you fucking serious?
This is so stupid.
Like waking nightmare, and you're telling me that I'm a radical leftist? Like, do you remember who you're talking to?
Vladimir says Lucy should stop listening to the chat and choose next content on her own. Also, have you ever heard about Andrew Callaghan? I already have the next content chosen.
Okay, well, his son is a post-radical. where it's a new meta that I made.
What?
It's post radical. It's accepted terrorism. Yeah, I think that's being
What the
a terrorist
fuck is
sympathetic person.
post-radical?
That's fucking awful.
Like
That's
postmodernism.
That's what I say.
Sure. So I think I've easily exceeded my threshold for ever being called a far leftist. I think I've got my creds critiquing the far left. So I don't know how you could possibly say I'm critiquing the far left, but you refuse to call out Donald Trump and the right for constantly
Bro, I
evading.
go on the right all the time. That's crazy.
Saying both sides and saying everyone does it is not the same.
Yeah, it's not.
I call out the right all the time.
If
Buddy,
you had to guess,
that is it's
if you had to guess for percentage of time, I'm just curious. If you had to guess percentage-wise, this is how much percentage time I criticize Donald Trump and the people in Congress versus how much time I criticize everything on the left. What do you think the split is there?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Do you think it's like 50-50? Do you think it's like 40-60? Do you think it's like... My guess is it's like 95-5, maybe. 5 is generous. I don't think I've ever heard you call out Trump before in my entire life.
Oh man, yeah. I mean, like I said, I mean, maybe it's more of a thing where like an I fell off argument type thing, but that's so false. It's crazy.
You okay?
That is being so. That is it generally is just being unfair and uncharitable. It is what it is.
Okay, for people in XQC's chat, does he call out Trump and I just miss it? Maybe I do. It could be. By the way, I admit it because maybe my chat just doesn't show me those clips. It's possible. You did do the advertisement with Aiden Frost. That's true, but
I did not. I mean, I was doing audio checks, but it's all good.
Really?
I was
thought
looking
I
at
saw
friend.
pictures and everything of you with him and all that. Okay, we got some yeses, nos. Yes,
but which one has been posted? Which one have I posted on my own behalf? Where have I showed that? Oh yeah, like this is something. I want it. I'm doing this, dude. That's not how it happened. That is the standard. Which if somebody, let's say, had a job to be part of the thing. No, dude, you cannot be against the left. You have a job that is in the realm of the left. You are paid by the left. You are funded. You're an agent. Like, dudes, come on, bro. It's like some really like. I think it's just like you're thinking, but it's whatever.
Wait,
I think
what?
It's weak sauce. I think it's weak sauce.
What is this person saying?
It's weak sauce.
Wait, hold on. I don't understand what you were saying. Could you rephrase it?
Yeah, I mean.
I'm sorry.
If this is a smoking gun, like, oh, dude, you on that stream, like that's who you associate
No, I'm not
with.
saying
I'm just hearing a never-ending spluttering motorboat.
I'm just saying that in the grand totality of things, the strategy on the right is always the far right will never take responsibility for anything. Will always throw bombs at the far left. Useful people like you and Asmongold, well, he's probably far right now, but you guys will just say, oh, it's both sides. And then people on the left will have to sit there and say, oh, guys, maybe it's both sides. And that's it. Over and over and over and over and over again. For the last 10 years, that's what we've done.
You know what's sad? You would actually be very impressed by the amount of people that try to get streams and get stuff done with the left, with Kamal and with their group to help their campaign for free, voluntarily, right? You would be actually impressed and how unreceptive they are and how stupid they are and how it is their fault of the elections because they have branding problems. They're dog shit. Bro, the only one piece of media they did with somebody that talks to the youth a little bit is the guy that fucked the girl that was suing for 20 mil for free and fucking bagged this dumb fuck, fucking Shannon Sharpie. Guys,
oh my
I'm not
God.
gonna do a streamer or whatever. I'm not gonna do this massive
Okay,
event
what
or-
are they even talking about now? Why is this? Ruse says he's really emotional about something he knows nothing about. That is a very common occurrence, unfortunately. What the fuck is he saying? Oh.
Oh, we get a lot of publicity. I'm gonna do the Shannon Sharpie podcast.
That's what he's doing. This is why he's on top. Are you saying that I should adopt a similar approach and I would be at the top as well?
That'll get them going. What a waste of fucking time. The left has fallen, and some people are fucking
The left has fallen?
lock in on the fucking these people are almost losing deliberately. It is wild. It's Bro, Shannon Sharpie podcast, the only piece of media that's angled towards the youth thing. We lost the youth vote. Oh, these fucking red-pilled right-wing or corrupting the youth, whatever. What have you been doing? What have they been doing? They alienated everybody like a bunch of fucking cucklords. Jesus Christ.
Oh my gosh.
What? I have no... How did this end up with you shitting on the left? I don't even know what we're talking about right now.
True. And that is true. And that is true. What I'm saying is
Oh
that
my god.
if given the opportunity, I would have not been on the background of a fucking Trump stream. I would have been at the forefront of a Kamala stream, right? But these people are fucking brain dead. Don't hold it against me. That they have zero IQ. That they don't have how to conduct a fucking political campaign to make their candidate win the fucking election. They're fucking stupid.
Yeah, I agree. They have issues, yeah, for sure. But part of the issue, the thing that I'm fighting on right now, is the media environment. The reason why they're so brain broken is because they see people like you laugh when people like Trump say the most abhorrent.
Oh, Bruno Schulz. Bruno Schulz also did the drawings. And I did some of the drawings of Bruno Schulz. Hold on.
Fucked up shit in the universe, and then
Bruno
you guys
Schulz
lose
was
your
also an
fucking
artist.
mind when Hillary Clinton says like basket of deplorables, and it makes the media environment really fucking confusing. When they see a mass shooting happen, and everyone on the right is calling for
Bruno
fucking...
Schulz was a really good artist. His drawings, I recommend for you to check them out.
war, and then the president is deploying the National Guard and the military to states, and people like you are like, wow, president of peace, LOL, Department of War, that's so epic, XD. And then you look at Biden and you're like, oh my god, the Democrats are so violent all the time because look at this account on Twitter. Yeah, it's a really confusing and a difficult media environment to navigate. When any fair-minded person, when any apolitical person would look at what's going on in the US right now and go like, wow, it's not really that surprising that it's super violent. Your president Donald Trump is probably the most divisive figure in probably in at least the last century of US history, right?
That
He's
is
the least
true.
popular president right now. The second least popular was him in term 1. And you're turning around and it's like, oh, both sides. He has no responsibility for anything that happens. Like, you just sat here and told me that the president of the United States' own rhetoric doesn't matter and influence its citizens.
I think he's playing
What
a
the
game.
fuck? Well, you spend half your time here railing against me making edgy tweets or Hassan saying bad shit. Why does it matter?
I think words are whatever. I think words are whatever.
What do you mean words are whatever? What do you think people fucking go to war over? Do you think everybody goes to war because somebody killed their own personal family or friend? What do you mean? Words are whatever. People start wars over ideologies and words and religions and thoughts and ideas.
I mean, when you say, oh guys, don't do this. I mean, I'm just saying it falls on deaf ears. It is what it is. Like,
why do you you don't think these people are influential at all? That when the killers go out and kill and they say I did it because this guy said it, that doesn't matter? What do you need to prove to connect the thoughts?
So the rhetorics when it's from the right, it's clear.
Oh yeah,
it's probably whatever. But
that is
when
a
it's on
good
the left,
recommendation.
It could have been that. Whatever. Dude,
Conrad
I think
knows.
you're just not
I
being
keep saying
consistent
that.
with it.
When the left does it, I call them out on it. All the cop shit and all the unarmed black people shit, I said that was bad. What do you mean? I called them out on it. And Biden and Kamala had to disavow it as well. When they ran for office, they had to say, you just saw a tweet of Gavin Newsom saying this violence is not acceptable. You can't do it. You'll be arrested. Show me one tweet of Donald Trump talking about the right like that. You will never be able to find it. You won't.
Then tell people to stop shooting people on the streets, stop gun violence. Oh my God, it's real bonus.
What?
When did they go home?
Say stop doing drugs.
On January 6th. On January 6th, when did they go home? On January 6th, when did they go home? When did they go home?
Please, I beg it. We need Trump to say.
No, you're saying some retarded shit. Nobody does drugs because a political person told them to do drugs. You fucking retard. Nobody. The politicians told them to do drugs.
Saved. Homeless are saved. World-changing news are coming in. Fentanyl has disappeared from physical realm. All of it has turned to dust.
You guys need to go to more public events. At the very least, if you're
Oh
going to
my
sit here and
God.
talk about it, you should go. You need to go be at risk, just like anybody else. Don't say shit unless you're willing to go.
Oh my god. What's the point of taking accountability if words don't influence anyone? That's a good question. Priscilla Nisha says, Lucy has who would win in a fight? Harper Lee's To Kill a Mockingbird or SQC's Stream of Consciousness? The Stream of Consciousness. Everybody would be defeated by it, actually.
Stand outside and
Without
see who the fuck is
exception.
going to show up at your event. Because it is insane to me that retarded fucking roach.
Did you choose this video yourself? Yes.
lords like you and Asmongold will sit in your fucking house and stoke the flame so hard and then point out random left-wing accounts where the president of the United States is literally saying unhinged shit every single fucking day, and you sit here and laugh at it like you're an actual fucking toddler watching
Look
a Jack
at
in
the
the
language
Box.
you're using.
That's
I disagree with
crazy.
that.
That is
I disagree
insane
with
to
your
me.
language.
I chose it because it's mindless content and I was frustrated by not being able to parry a thing in Expedition 33. Guilty as charged.
The language you're using is crazy, but now I think it's awful. I think
Yeah, they're so brave. Wow, so brave. It's so brave
Well,
of you
I
to
mean,
call me
it-
out. Good
I-
job.
I
Nice.
always- I
the guy
always
who's, by the
was-
way,
I
banned
was-
from your streaming platform, Twitch, for calling out the left wing, by the way. You're so brave. Meanwhile, Trump will never, ever call out the right because he doesn't need to, because fleshlight.
Bruce says, I want to bring up examples and provide a reasonable counter-argument, but I just realized I don't actually care about them.
It's like you will always be there to take another fucking load for him.
You should have said no, I wouldn't know. I mean, I am an honest streamer.
Will never call him out, and I bet you haven't. I'd be curious if somebody you're trying to link me after. If you calling out Trump without immediately after going, and the left does it too, and the far left too, and the Democrats too. Show me one time with you calling out Trump on his own. One time. I bet you haven't done it in the past year. I bet it hasn't happened.
Yeah, bro.
Bro. If the answer is not, look at this video, look at that video, look at this stream, look at this segment, and if you have to answer with bro, then that just means that it has not happened. You're just proving the other person's case when your response starts with bro. Your honesty and earnestness is why you aren't in XQC's position. Thank you.
When people link you to clips, and when you see,
I mean, maybe.
I don't want an apology publicly. I want an apology from you to me that you try to fucking actually pin this shit on me like that. I think it's odd. I think it's an odd behavior.
Okay, well, we'll see. Hopefully, the past year, one time.
Odd behavior.
Okay, I love you, buddy. Good luck gambling.
All right. Thank you, man. See ya.
Oh, so it ended. It's the end of the debate. What are Destiny's thoughts? Because we also get his afterthoughts of the debate, I guess. Okay.
I don't play video games. I hate politics. It's so cringe. How did that get to words don't mean anything at the end, even when they come from the President of the United States? Stop. Hold on. I need you to understand. I need you to understand this. Somebody said, Destiny, why is it so hard for these people to just say Trump needs to calm down? Because they don't think he needs to calm down. They think that when he says that it's epic and based. It's not an intentional, at least not with XQC, probably not with Asmongold. I don't think these are intentional political propaganda strategies. With people like Charlie Kirk it was, but for them, I don't think so. But they just think it's like funny and epic and based, and they don't draw the connection because to them, it's just memes at the end of the day. Anytime somebody says it's just words, LOL.
Ruse says, if you haven't noticed the trend, in order to be at the top, you have to be very willing to look like the biggest dumbass on earth. Conrad says, genuinely, who is at the top? Who is a top streamer that is actually smart and shows it? A big streamer that is actually smart and shows it. Well, I'm stumped for now. I'm stumped. I'm sorry to say. I cannot think of anybody at the top of my head, actually.
Politics are just words? What do you mean? How, like empires rise and fall off of certain political leaders and shit that just speak, right? But words, like the whole reason for the existence of language is to invoke thought and ideally inspire action in the minds of other people. Like the statement, it's just words, when words are literally the most important thing. The concept for language is what separates us from the animal kingdom.
I mean, as my father said when he did a presentation for students in Poland about free speech, one of his statements that I can quote that I actually think that he did well on was that words kill. Words can kill, free speech is important, but there is a level of responsibility to speech. Because, as my father has said, words can kill.
Just words is such an unbelievable thing to say. It's just so crazy to me that somebody could say that.
My fellow Americans, I want to speak to you tonight about the need for us to lower the temperature in our politics. And to remember,
Well, maybe there is a reason why you're stumped. Maybe.
while we may disagree, we are not enemies. We're neighbors. We're friends, co-workers, citizens, and most importantly,
Probably he would. He probably would.
we're fellow Americans. We must stand together.
He would just ignore it, honestly.
Yesterday's shooting at Donald Trump's rally in Pennsylvania calls on all of us to take a step back. Take stock of where we are, how we go forward from here.
For years, those on the radical left have compared wonderful Americans like Charlie to Nazis and the world's worst mass murderers and criminals. This kind of rhetoric is directly responsible for the terrorism that we're seeing in our country today, and it must stop right now.
What the fuck did X mean when he said Gavin was on a team with a cheater? He will never admit this, but what he means is he was scrolling Twitter and he saw a whole bunch of headlines and quotes from things that Gavin might have never even said, and he believes that that was reality, because reality is what conservatives put in front of you on social media.
My administration will find each and every one of those who contributed to this atrocity and to other political violence, including the organizations that fund it and support it, as well as those
Although my father will never be able to fight because he died at the end of 2020 from COVID, so.
who go after our judges, law enforcement officials, and everyone else who brings order to our country. From the attack on my life in Butler, Pennsylvania last year, which killed a husband and father, to the attacks on ICE agents, to the vicious murder of a healthcare executive in the streets of New York, to the shooting of House Majority Leader Steve Scalise and 3 others. Radical left political violence has hurt too many
It's
innocent
radical left political violence.
people and taken too many lives.
We still don't know the shooter, by the way. We still don't know this political ideology. But apparently we know he's the radical left over and 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 over again. It might be that, true. Sometimes Trump does do at least nice holiday tweets. Do you remember when Biden and Obama and Hillary used to tweet like this? Happy Easter to all, including the radical left lunatics who are fighting and scheming so hard to bring murderers, drug lords, dangerous prisoners, the mentally insane, and well-known MS-13 gang members and wife-beaters back into our country. Happy Easter also to the weak and ineffective judges and law enforcement officials who are allowing this sinister attack on our nation to continue, an attack so violent that it will never be forgotten. Sleepy Joe Biden purposefully allowed millions of criminals to enter our country totally unvetted and unchecked through an open borders policy that will go down in history as the single most calamitous act ever perpetrated upon America. He was by far our worst and most incompetent president, a man who had absolutely no idea what he was doing. But to him and to the person that ran and manipulated the auto pen, perhaps our real president, and to all of the people who cheated in the 2020 presidential election in order to get this highly destructive moron elected, I wish you, with great love, sincerity, and affection, a very happy Easter. Guarantee you at least 20 large conservative...
I think it's crazy that we need to know whether he was right or left before we can have an opinion on it. I mean, I already have an opinion on it. So, I think I've expressed it.
People, or streamers, whatever else, read this fucking tweet and giggled and laughed along.
The only way it matters for me who the killer is that I can point out to right-wing pundits and say, why say this? You don't even know who the killer is.
Oh, that's just Trump being Trump. Like, it's unreal, dude.
Like, there are certain opinions that you should not say before you know who the killer is. An example being that the radical left killed Charlie Kirk. That is an opinion that you should not be spewing when you don't even know who the killer is and what their motivations were.
The only person that I support right now on social media is Mehdi Hassan. He is my spirit animal. He is my soul.
Mehdi Hassan is your spirit animal, but he has radically opposing views to you when it comes to the Israeli-Palestine conflict. How can he be your spirit animal? How does that work? Is that what? How does that even remotely work? Of course, chat logic. Oh, President Sunday is watching Peterson. Waldorf is a Russian psychological trap. Well, here you have it. Prince Harry, Kyiv ready to share intel. NATO drills. Pro-Russian narratives online over drone incursions part of hybrid warfare, says minister. Poland and Ukraine in talks on joint drone warfare training. Here we go. Poland to step up ammunition production, building 3 factories in 560 million euro deal. This is it. We're gonna also do the Reuters thing, I think. British company BAE Systems will help Poland produce 155mm ammunition rounds, Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk said on Friday, referring to heavy artillery shells that have been in short supply in Ukraine and among its NATO partners.
Poland will soon be able to manufacture 155mm artillery shells on its own, thanks to a partnership with the British defense company BAE Systems. Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk has announced BAE will share the technology with Polish state-owned arms manufacturer PGZ and its subsidiary Desamet.
Thanks to this deal, Desamet will have access to the latest technology, which will enable us to radically increase production of 155mm shells. I'm sure that in 2 years we'll be able to manufacture around 130,000 shells a year. Desamet's capacity to manufacture such a wide range of munitions is also a result of cash injections. The company has received around 300 million euro for investments alone.
That is less than North Korea is producing by. Poland is leading a European push to boost its defense readiness to deter any possible attack from Russia, and is spending 2.4 billion zlotys, 560 million euro, for a project to build 3 ammunition factories, which is extremely good. Because as I've said before, so far Poland has been buying a lot of weapons. I think the drone technology in Poland is still lagging behind, but I have seen whispers of Poland and Ukraine starting talks about cooperation on drone technology. Maybe. I'm not 100% sure about that, but Polish drones are still lagging behind. But there was also one other problem with Polish army being strong, and that was ammunition. Poland did not have the capability to produce ammunition, and that was a problem because, as per word of a Polish general at some point, he said that Poland would only be able to defend itself for a week, maybe 2 weeks maximum, due to the lack of ammunition. And Poland has been stun-locked for years on end when it comes to building factories to produce more ammunition. And I'm glad to see that this stun lock is at an end and Poland is about to produce 3 factories. Yeah, he should promote. This is a success, I would say. So this should be promoted. Thanks to this cooperation, we will have state-of-the-art technology, thanks to which we will be able to dramatically increase the production. This cooperation is only part of a larger project. We should achieve an annual production level of 130. He said that in the video. Ammunition shortage in Ukraine. Western nations are trying to boost output of ammunition such as artillery shells because Ukraine has been using such supplies much faster than allies can produce them. The 155mm shell and its Russian equivalent combine the explosive power and extended range needed to destroy armor and inflict casualties. Also, manufacturing, being able to produce ammunition would of course mean that Poland could be supporting Ukraine a lot more. Tusk also said he would talk to NATO's Secretary General on Friday to discuss further steps by the alliance to protect its eastern flank after Russian drone incursions into Polish airspace this week. BAE Systems said its technology would be licensed to Polska Grupa Zbrojeniowa, PGZ, as part of a strategic partnership deal initially worth tens of millions of pounds, but involving further return for BAE as it receives license fees for the next 40 years. Work on building new munitions factory in Poland will start later this year and should be completed by the end of 2027 or early 2028, BAE said, which, okay. The factory will operate using BAE's automated technology, which is helping Britain lift its own production capacity. BAE Smart Maritime and Land Defense Solutions Managing Director Scott Jamieson said the tie-up had been in the works for some time and that this type of agreement was about establishing a kind of a new approach. As threats change by the week, BAE is working to secure similar licensing deals in other European countries in what is a competitive area, he said. Yeah, the more countries produce ammunition, the better, honestly, when Russia is involved. And again, that would mean that Ukraine would have backing when it comes to ammunition as well. So all in all, this is very good news in my opinion. I am often critical of Poland, but when it comes to successes, I will definitely highlight them. Poland producing ammunition. Reuters. Oh, there's also the BAE Systems page. It's basically similar to the TVP. So this is it. Poland's making... This is a pretty short segment, but I thought I should talk about it, right? It seems like many people did not know about this. It feels like this is, for some reason, a buried topic, which is bizarre to me because this was one of the biggest weaknesses in Poland becoming a strong country militarily. Its lack of ammunition. So it felt really bizarre. Reuters just... It feels like Reuters just repeats what TVP said. British company BAE will help Poland produce 155mm. Poland is leading a European push to boost its defense. Yeah, it's all the same thing. Konrad says this is a huge boost. Yeah, it is actually. This is plugging a huge hole in Poland's capabilities. Fake Alec Parker has donated $5. Someone should boop Lucy's snoot. Thank you. So yes, this is great news, and even if this segment is pretty short, I feel like this needed to be talked about. Especially since it will be finished at the end of next year, which is not bad at all, things considered. This is actually pretty good. This is... And we were talking about it some time ago. Yeah, we were. I regularly started mocking Poland about its lack of ammunition capacity, about lack of production of ammunition. So to see it's finally changing is... it's a godsend. I assume you mean to boop my nose. So yeah, this is good. This is great news all around. All right, I guess we're gonna be talking about the Charlie Kirk thing now again, right? I guess it's my duty to talk about how the killer has been apprehended, because that seems to be the case. The killer apprehended and identified. It seems like we have the person, it seems. No, we need some anti-drone system. We need drones as well. We don't just need anti-drone systems. We need also production of good quality drones. There have been some shopped images floating around the net. I saw them. Let's see. I saw the Photoshop of the red shirt with the Trump thing. Let's see what is known. BBC. Charlie Kirk suspected killer arrested after confessing. Which outlet should we choose for this? Poland has an IT sector. Drones are easy to make by reorganizing it. I mean, maybe. So far, Poland is painfully lagging behind when it comes to drone technology. Let's go for the last hour. No, the last hour. ABC News. Tyler Robinson, the named suspect in Charlie Kirk shooting. I might as well go with this, right? What do we have here? I know that this person was definitely not a quote-unquote radical left-winger or a trans person. So that means that all the pundits, all the right-wing pundits are probably gonna, take back all the things that they said about the revenge against the radical left, right? I'm gonna go to Asmongold's YouTube and I'm gonna see a video saying, oh, I take it all back. It was not a left. That's gonna happen, right? I'm gonna go and that's gonna be a thing, right? That is definitely going to be a thing when I go to Asmongold. Look, I just saw that Dylan Burns was covering the Polish ammunition thing as well. At least we have some English language streamers that cover the topic. What is this? A content bomb? How do we call it, chat? Oh, what? Let's see. Is there a new thing from Asmongold on this? This people are fucking evil. Something insane happened today. We watched this. Let's see what is this.
Hi guys, it's me again, and today we're going to look at some of the interesting user...
Okay, I don't care about this. So that's nothing about the... It's not Asmongold taking back his words about the Shredder. Basically, is what I'm putting forward. Alright. Tyler Robinson named suspect in Charlie Kirk shooting. What would to know about him and how he was apprehended? Well, apparently he was ratted out by his own dad.
They're painting a picture here from the family, saying Robinson grew more political over the past few years, and even had a conversation just days ago with the family about the fact that Charlie Kirk was coming to this campus. They're also talking more about the physical evidence here, Aaron, revealing more information about the gun and more information on what you reported yesterday about messages on those bullet casings.
It's still not clear what those messages fully mean or how investigators believe they fit into this puzzle leading to the death of Charlie Kirk. But one of those messages found on one of the unspent cartridges along with that bolt-action rifle said, "Hey, fascist, catch," with an exclamation point. You heard Governor Spencer Cox say the intent of that message seemed clear as day. Other messages were a bit more obscure.
Okay.
Including one that said, "If you read this, you are gay." Again, these shell casings and the gun have been taken to the FBI lab in Quantico, Virginia for analysis. The investigators may have...
It feels like trolling to me, to be quite honest.
Have more to say on the meaning of these inscriptions a bit later. The authorities also did say that in recent time, the family noticed Tyler Robinson, 22 years old, becoming a bit more political. Although I have to tell you, Diane, we've spoken to...
A bit more political? What does that mean? He's becoming a bit more political. He's preparing a rifle.
To some acquaintances of his who said they never heard him talk politically. But according to the family and what they told investigators, he had become more political and at a...
Okay, what does that mean? More political how? That is an empty statement. He became more political.
Recent dinner, he had even mentioned Charlie Kirk coming to the UVU campus.
Okay.
We know that Robinson attended Utah Valley University.
That's not really being political, though, is it? Like, in my mind. It's like, as if I at the dinner table would say, "Oh, did you know that there's this guy called, what's this, Peterson, you know? There's this author, Peterson, and he's coming to Poland." Does that make me political? I don't think so. You know what I mean? Just mentioning that somebody will visit someplace is not exactly a political statement.
For about a semester before transferring to a technical college where he was said to be studying to become an electrician. In that dinner with family, Tyler Robinson, according to the governor, told his family he did not like Charlie Kirk or his viewpoints.
Okay. Tyler Robinson.
News officials say they have a suspect.
Tyler Robinson, the man suspected of killing conservative activist Charlie Kirk during a campus event at Utah University, has eluded authorities for more than a day. Wow. And from what I'm hearing when I read the discussions on the topic, some people claim that he was a far left person. Some people say that he was a groyper. Let us look at the facts. Okay, let us look at this. However, after his father recognized him from photographs distributed by authorities, officials say a series of events ultimately led to the 22-year-old Robinson being taken into custody. So did he just, I don't know, did he brought himself in? Well, there are many unanswered questions about the killer, which officials have called a political assassination. Information from officials and those who know Robinson have begun to assemble a portrait of the alleged gunman. So let me see. Here's what we know about Robinson, how the shooting was carried out, and how he was apprehended. This is the guy. This is the guy. How Robinson was apprehended. At a press conference on Friday morning, Utah Governor Spencer Cox stated in his opening remarks, "Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We got him." Oh, okay. Cox said that after Robinson's father recognized his son in the distributed photographs, he told Robinson to turn himself in. Robinson initially said no, but later changed his mind, officials said. Did he have a choice, actually? What if he just continued saying no? Would the parents not turn him in? Would they be like, oh, okay, we're just gonna cover up for you? The father then called a youth pastor, who is also a U.S. Marshals Task Force officer. The officer advised the father to have Robinson stay in place. This information was then conveyed to the FBI. Where do I look it up? Hold on. Let's finish this one. Cox thanked Robinson's family, who did the right thing. All right. During the press conference, this is the photo. It's not... I've seen photoshopped versions of this. I've seen the photoshops of this. During the press conference, Cox said that when law enforcement identified Robinson, they also identified Robinson's roommate, who showed them a message between Robinson and his roommate. The content of these messages included messages affiliated with the contact, Tyler starting a need to retrieve a rifle from a drop point, leaving the rifle in a bush. The messages also referred to engraving bullets and a mention of a scope and the rifle being unique, authorities said. The rifle is an older model imported Mauser 30-06 caliber bolt-action rifle wrapped in a towel. Multiple law enforcement sources told ABC News the location of the firearm appears to match the suspect's route of travel, the sources said. Okay, what the writing on shell casing allegedly said. Cox also described what was engraved on the casings found on the scene. According to Cox, of the 3 unfired casings, one read, "Hey fascist, catch!" with an arrow symbol pointing up, then to the right, and then 3 arrows pointing down. Another unfired casing read, "Oh bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao ciao," seemingly in reference to Italian anti-fascist song popularized following World War II, and another unfired casing read, "If you read this, you are gay, LMAO." The meanings of the writings of the casings are unclear. It is also unclear if the writings are meant to be misdirection or distraction for investigators. Apart from a reference to fascism, which Cox said speaks for itself, he did not elaborate on the meanings of the other writings. The motives of the suspect remain unclear. FBI Director Kash Patel said that law enforcement caught Robinson within 33 hours of the shooting and were on scene when the shooting occurred within 16 minutes. Joe is now scrubbing ex posts about Dems faster than DOJ erases Trump name in. Okay. According to Utah officials plus police interviews with his family, Tyler Robinson hated Charlie Kirk because Kirk wasn't conservative enough. Robinson reportedly admired Nick Fuentes. Oh, of course. It is what it is, isn't it? This is very much an ongoing investigation. What do we know about Robinson? At the press conference, Cox said Robinson had become more political in recent years. We already know this. He listed as being an inactive voter, meaning he has not voted in 2 regular general elections and did not respond to a notice sent by the county clerk. Social media posts, ACT scores hunting. An Instagram page appearing to belong to Robinson's father, which officials are reviewing in connection with the investigation, also includes multiple memes that are disparaging towards Democrats. Okay, and we're gonna look up the guy. Is this it? Hindustan Times? Is this the thing? No, it's not. Oh my gosh. Do I have to... How do I find his coverage on the Charlie Kirk thing? Here we go. I guess we're gonna look for his Twitter. He posts so much. According to Utah officials plus police interviews with his family, Tyler Robinson hated Charlie Kirk because Kirk wasn't conservative enough. Robinson reportedly admired Nick Fuentes. GOP is now scrubbing X posts about Dems faster than DOJ's erased Trump's name in Epstein files. Is there any more reporting by this guy on this topic? Can you link me something? Did he only post this one tweet? Is this the extent of his coverage of the topic? Of the shooter? Because if that's the case, then, you know, that's not enough for me. I want more. I need more. Other social media suggests Robinson had experience hunting. Robinson was not enrolled at Utah University, lived in Washington County. Technical college to become an electrician. A classmate who says they have known Robinson for years told ABC News they are stunned to hear Robinson may have carried out this attack, describing him as friendly but a little more reserved, adding that they never really heard him talk political. The classmate added that they never observed Robinson expressing any outward hate or malice towards other people. What Robinson's neighbors said. Neighbors of Robinson's parents in Washington, Utah described the Robinson family as loving and quiet. I mean, that doesn't tell me anything. Kristen Schwierman, who lives near the Robinsons, said she was the head custodian at his former school, Riverside Elementary, along with being his childhood neighbor. At that age, he was not as quiet as he was now, but he was very active. He had a few friends at school and stayed to himself mostly, but very, very smart. Okay. A good kid. All of these are just empty statements, by the way. An ace agent killed a suspect in an altercation near Chicago. Interesting. She described the Robinsons as very loving parents, adding they just seem like a very hardworking, down-to-earth family. Okay, that also does not tell me anything. That is also an empty statement. A cute little boy. She said the family was not very social and kept to themselves. They were just very quiet. So, is there any other stories that would tell me that he hated Charlie Kirk because he was not far right enough? Is there any other source that could confirm that? For now, no. So we don't really know much still, do we? Like, we honestly don't know much about this guy. We know about the shell casings. We know that allegedly he told his family that he hated Charlie Kirk because he was not radical enough. We don't know much. It's still a one big unknown. I can, however, already say that the rhetoric of the right-wing populists on social media about needing to escalate, needing to raise the temperature, needing to retaliate, we can see how ridiculous it was even more now, right? Like, it is ridiculous to... Well, it's not... Ridiculous is not the right word. It's just, we can see the weaponization of a shooting to stoke violence against political opponents, I guess. There's no other way to put it. It's a call to war. And once again, I have to point out that without any knowledge, without the information, content creators such as Asmongold, Steven Crowder, Matt Walsh, all of them have just jumped on the bandwagon to declare that it's all to the far left violence and that something radical must be done immediately in retaliation. We have much less information about the killer than I expected, and just... I don't know if I can say anything else that I have not said before about this, based on what's happening here. Like, the only thing that I can say with confidence is that the right-wing populists on the social media are looking pretty dumb right now. But that is not exactly surprising to me. All right. Thank you. This has been fun. This has been a very fun exercise. Let's see. It's okay. The segments don't have to be super long. They can be short and sweet. I don't have to bloat them with additional information that I've already said before in past segments. Let's see. Matt Walsh. Let's see how many people have walked back their words.
I want a rejection.
How many people have walked back their words? Matt Walsh. Oh, the world will never be the same. So it's this. So no walking back.
My dream has...
Yeah, whatever. What about Ben Shapiro? Any walking back from Ben Shapiro? Oh, Ben Shapiro has done something.
My friend
like this.
Charlie Kirk.
All right, let's see. He has done something on this. Breaking. Oh my god.
Fox and Friends and announced. Well, folks, this morning, the president.
We'll see how you will spin it. Well, I want to hear the spin. I want to hear the spinster spinny spin.
Of the United States went on Fox and Friends and announced that the murderer, the assassin, the alleged of Charlie Kirk, has been found, is now in custody. Here's the president had to say on Fox and Friends this morning. This is shortly before a press conference held by the Utah Governor Spencer Cox, who added more details, which we'll get into momentarily. Here was the president on the alleged murderer of Charlie Kirk.
Any updates on the suspect?
I wonder if we're going to see any walking back.
Can I always say, I think, just to protect us all, and so Fox doesn't get sued, and we all don't get sued, and everything else, but I think with a high degree of certainty, we have him in custody, okay? In custody. Everyone did a great job. We worked with the local police, the governor. Everybody did a great job.
Amazing.
You know, getting somebody that you start off with absolutely nothing. And we started off with a clip that made him look like an ant. That was almost useless. We just saw there was somebody up there. And so much work has been done over the last 2.5 days. You know, it's amazing, actually, when you start off with that and then all of a sudden you get lucky or talent or whatever it is. But yeah, I think we're in great shape.
It's always useless. A useless statement.
He's in custody.
The president said that actually what happened here is that someone close to the suspect turned him in, and we'll get into that in a moment as well.
What happened?
Essentially, somebody that was very close to him turned him in. And that happens when you had some of those good shots. Somebody is going to say, whether it's a parent or whatever, I'd rather not say right now. They're going to announce it today, sometime later, probably talk about that.
A
If
parent.
somebody close to him turned him in, you know, they said,
You
"Whoa."
basically announced it. I don't want to announce it, apparent. They're just Trump being Trump, I guess.
It's interesting where we had very good pictures, but not great, not perfect. And when you look at it, what happened is somebody, and this happens a lot. It happened with the crazy Boston bomber. It happened with others. Somebody that's close recognizes even a little tilt of the head, which nobody else would do. And somebody that was very close to him said, that's him. And essentially went to the father, went to a U.S. Marshal, who was fantastic, by the way. And the person was involved with law enforcement, but was a person of faith, a minister. And brought him to a U.S. Marshal, who was fantastic. And the father convinced the son, this is it.
Well, I mean,
I'm not going to say who it was, because it's gonna be announced later, but it was the father. Like, what? What the? He just said it. He just said it here. That was the dad. Okay.
Obviously,
Trump being Trump.
This alleged shooter should get the death penalty without a doubt. Good for his father for apparently being involved in the arrest of his son, which is what baseline morality would suggest. Spencer Cox, the Utah governor.
Baseline morality. Boys, we got him. We catch a griped up Edgelord meme for real.
Held a press conference this morning with an extraordinary amount of additional detail.
I bet Ben Shapiro is gonna say that it's a far left lunatic who's also probably trans.
Gives a window into the identity of the alleged shooter and also into his ideology, the things that he was thinking. Well, one thing became very clear from the minute that his name was announced. And again, we don't typically do the names of mass shooters or assassins on the show. It's out there. There's not much we can do about that.
Okay.
His name is Tyler Robinson. The shooter in this particular case was clearly a sort of online, the way that would be described online would be like an online autist, this person who had very high scores on some of his ACTs apparently, and got deeper and deeper into online culture, as we're about to hear from the Utah.
Felix, yeah, because Gomez Patel and the left acai pizza.
Governor Spencer Cox, here he was announcing that the suspect is in custody.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We got him.
Got him.
On the evening of September 11th, a family member of Tyler Robinson reached out to a family friend who contacted the Washington County Sheriff's Office with information that Robinson had confessed to them or implied that he had committed the incident. This information was relayed to the Utah County Sheriff's Office and scene investigators at Utah Valley University. This information was also conveyed to the FBI. Investigators reviewed additional video footage from UVU surveillance and identified Robinson arriving on UVU campus in a gray Dodge Challenger at approximately 8:29 a.m. on September 10th, in which he is observed on video in a plain maroon t-shirt, light-colored shorts, a black hat with a white logo, and light-colored shoes. When encountered in person by investigators in Washington County on September 12th in the early morning hours, Robinson was observed in consistent clothing with those surveillance images. Investigators interviewed a family member of Robinson who stated that Robinson had become more political in recent years. The family member
They're just such vague and useless statements.
A recent incident in which Robinson came to dinner prior to September 10th, and in the conversation with another family member, Robinson mentioned Charlie Kirk was coming to UVU. They talked about why they didn't like him and the viewpoints that he had.
Okay, I would like to hear from right now why they didn't like him.
The family member also stated Kirk was full of hate and spreading hate. The family member also confirmed Robinson had a gray Dodge Challenger. Investigators identified an individual as the roommate of Robinson. Investigators interviewed that roommate, who stated that his roommate, referring to Robinson, made a joke on Discord. Investigators asked if he would show them the messages on Discord. He opened it and showed several messages to investigators and allowed investigators to take photos of the screen as each message was shown by Robinson's roommate. These photos consisted of various messages, including content of messages between the phone contact named Tyler with an emoji icon and Robinson's roommate's device. The content of these messages included messages affiliated with the contact Tyler, stating a need to retrieve a rifle from a drop point, leaving the rifle in a bush, messages related to visually watching the area where a rifle was left, and a message referring to having left the rifle wrapped in a towel.
Okay.
The messages also refer to engraving bullets and a mention of a scope and the rifle being unique. Messages from the contact Tyler also mentioned that he had changed outfits. I know there's been speculation as well as to the writing on those casings, those bullet casings, and I believe we have that as well. And I will share that with you now.
All right.
So the governor went on to explain what the bullet casings actually said, which is a window into the peculiar, strange, and evil ideology of the shooter.
Let me guess. Was far left.
Rife with online. It was rife with apparently references to everything from furries to online games like Helldivers. Here was Spencer Cox explaining.
With trees on the edge of the UVU campus. Investigators discovered a bolt-action rifle wrapped in a dark-colored towel. The rifle was determined to be a Mauser Model 98 30-06 caliber bolt-action rifle. The rifle had a scope mounted on top of it. Investigators noted inscriptions that had been engraved on casings found with the rifle. Inscriptions on a fired casing read, "Notices, bulges, capital OWO, what's this, question mark." Inscriptions on the 3 unfired casings read, "Hey fascist, exclamation point, catch, exclamation point."
Notice, bulges.
Up arrow symbol, right arrow and symbol, and 3 down arrow symbols. A second unfired casing read, "Oh Bella Chow, Bella Chow, Bella Chow, Chow Chow." And a third unfired casing read, "If you read this, you are gay, LMAO." We are indebted to law enforcement across the state who has worked seamlessly together, local law enforcement.
Now, again, notices bulges is presumably a reference to gay or trans. And we don't know that for certain.
Trans.
That apparently is the online memery.
Of course.
Again, I think all of us who are not too online are kind of working in uncharted waters here because we don't spend too much time online. If you're actually having normal life, then you are not going to be familiar with phrases like "Hey fascist catch," which apparently, again, is from Helldivers, the game. You have to be a gamer in order to understand some of these references. It is clear from the available evidence that he hated Charlie Kirk's politics, that apparently he had called Charlie Kirk hateful, which again would suggest that this is a member of the political left or is radicalized into extraordinarily left-wing viewpoints.
Of course.
Spencer Cox went on to say, words are not violence, violence is violence, which of course should be obvious, but unfortunately is not.
Conversations. I think we need more moral clarity right now. I hear all the time that words are violence. Words are not violence. Violence is violence.
That's stupid. What? What does that even mean? Words are not violence, violence is violence. This is stupid. This is such a brainless statement.
And there is one person responsible for what happened here. And that person is now in custody and will be charged.
Words are not violence, violence is violence. What a stupid sentiment.
Soon, and will be held accountable.
Spencer Cox then went on to give what I think is a terrific message and a necessary message, something that, of course, you've heard a lot on this show, which is that social media is, in fact, a cancer and you need to touch some grass, a phrase that I've used repeatedly over the course of the last several years.
Mm-hmm.
This is not good for us. It is not good to consume. Social media is a cancer on our society right now. And I would encourage people to log off, turn off, touch grass, hug a family member, go out and do good in your community. That is happening, and it's happening organically right now. I had a friend
people have access to social media all over the world, and yet mass shootings are not a problem. Assassinations like this are not a problem all around the world, nonstop. So,
small city in Utah who said we're getting together. The Republicans and Democrats in my little town are getting together to have a discussion last night, just to find a way to find their better angels. So yes, this could be. I mean, again, you have to go back to.
Yeah, it's a problem though, but to claim that is the main, like it's a completely different topic.
JFK to have seen a video live of something like this happening.
It's basically the equivalent. No, it's silly. It's silly to just.
Until 1975, but I know that things were really dark in the late 60s.
Also, we are on social media right now.
Some of you, I know some of you were there, but this is our moment. Do we escalate or do we find an off ramp? And again, it's a choice. It's a choice.
All of that is true. Now, the responses from sort of the mainstream.
All of that is true, even though Ben Shapiro called for violence just a video ago. Okay.
The mainstream left have been fairly similar in terms of rhetoric. The president yesterday said that he wants to see nonviolence. And I will note here that there is, in fact, nonviolence as a response to this. Something Spencer Cox also noted correctly. There have been no riots. There's been no looting. There's been no violence done. Instead, you've seen prayer vigils.
Didn't the president call for violence?
People coming together.
And now suddenly the right softens its stance and is like, oh no, we never called for violence. That's not us. We are innocent little beings. You've always called for the non-violent response.
And people of the right and left coming together to have discussions in honor of Charlie, because that's what Charlie's life was really about. It was about.
Now suddenly it's all about the non-violence. Now that facts about the shooter are coming out, it's interesting to see.
Aggressively promoting his ideas through discussion and debate. Here was the president yesterday.
How do you want to see your supporters respond to this? Charlie Kirk was a big advocate of nonviolence and free speech on campus. How do you want your supporters to respond to it?
I think that way. He was an advocate of nonviolence. That's the way I'd like to see people respond.
And yet, on social media, Trump said something different.
The president went on to rip what he called radical left lunatics. And I'll explain a little bit what I think
Oh, there you go.
The president means here, because, again, these are not arguments over tax policy that we are talking about here. There's something deep and dark that is going on in American life.
Yeah, it's all due to the far left.
Getting worse. It is not getting better. It is tied into deeper root ideologies and views of the world. Here's the president yesterday talking about what he called radical left lunatics.
Are you concerned for your own safety?
Not really. I'm really concerned for our country. We have a great country. We have a radical left group of lunatics out there, just absolute lunatics. And
Yeah, it's all about those far left lunatics. They're the danger to the United States, not a fascistic president at the helm. Definitely not.
we're going to get that problem solved. I'm only concerned for the country.
What a joke.
Bernie Sanders, from the left side of the aisle, put out a video in which he talked about the evils of political violence and said the discussion should be upheld, a sentiment with which everyone of good mind should agree. I despise Bernie Sanders as a politician. I think that everything that he stands for in terms of his politics is not just wrong, but actually horrifically wrong for the system.
Wow. Of course, Ben Shapiro would hate everything that Bernie Sanders stands for. Like, for example, combating the billionaires. Of course, Ben Shapiro would be not in favor of that.
I can't think of a single issue on which I agree with Bernie Sanders. Obviously,
that is really bad. If you can't think of a single thing, then you're just an ideologue.
When he says this, everyone agrees.
I want to say a few words regarding the terrible murder yesterday of Charlie Kirk, someone who I strongly disagreed with on almost every issue, but who was clearly a very smart and effective communicator and organizer, and someone unafraid to get out into the world and engage the public. My condolences go out to his wife and his family. A free and democratic society, which is what America is supposed to be about, depends upon the basic premise that people can speak out, organize, and take part in public life without fear, without worrying that they might be killed, injured, or humiliated for expressing their political views. In fact, that is the essence of what freedom is about and what democracy is about. You have a point of view? That's great. I have a point of view that is different than yours. That's great. Let's argue it out. We make our case to the American people at the local, state, and federal levels, and we hold free elections in which the people decide what they want. That's called freedom and democracy. And I want as many people as possible to participate in that process without fear. Freedom and democracy is not about political violence. It is not about assassinating public officials. It is not about trying to intimidate people who speak out on an issue. Political violence, in fact, is political cowardice. It means that you cannot convince people of the correctness of your ideas, and you have to impose them through force.
Obviously, this is all true. Everything he's saying is true. I do have questions about why violence is rising.
It's because of the left, isn't it, Ben?
Excuse me. Senator Chuck Schumer and House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries also suggested political violence was wrong. Now, again, it feels to me, when people talk about political violence is wrong, that's like saying violence is wrong. Of course, that's true. Does that change the underlying substructures of thought that are leading to a massive elevation?
There we go. Of course, it's going to be weaponized as a way to fight your political opponents. Inevitably, it's going to be people like Ben Shapiro are going to say that it's all about the far left.
In violence in the country of the political variety. I don't think it means anything to just say that political violence is wrong, because as we'll get to...
What violence did Ben call for? Against the radical left, of course.
In a moment, there are actual substrates of thought that lead to the elevation of the violence, that lead fringe actors to go out and do things like murder Charlie Kirk. And so...
All right, Raider, and good night.
Having our politicians simply go out there and say, we got to take down the temperature. We all have to use better language. Of course, that's true. But that isn't specific enough. It is not specific enough. Here are Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries talking about this.
The bottom line is this is a time that all Americans should come together and feel and mourn what happened. Violence, which affects so many different people of so many different political persuasions, is an affliction of America. And coming together is what we ought to be doing, not pointing fingers of blame.
This moment requires
leadership that brings the American people together as opposed to trying to further divide us. Political violence in any form against any American is unacceptable, should be denounced by everyone, and moving forward, we have to figure out a better
Well, there are some people that called for the raising of temperature.
way to come together, not as Democrats or Republicans, but as Americans.
Okay, now again, all this is nice. All this is incredibly vague. So now I want to talk about something that we all know is true, but nobody seems to want to say.
Yeah, we all know it's true. And now he's going to say how the radical left is destroying everything and that it's time for the good and righteous right to retaliate, I guess.
Not all ideologies are equally prone to violence. When there is a shooting, a mass shooting at a synagogue, a mass shooting at a church, when Charlie Kirk is shot, everybody's mind immediately goes
Oh, yeah. We all know that mass shootings are perpetrated more by the left than by the right, right? Yeah? Is that the argument that I'm about to hear?
likeliest probabilities in terms of who did the shooting. Everyone does this. We cannot pretend that we are sort of blind to the realities of the world. When there is a shooting at a synagogue, I can tell you, my mind goes to two places: radical Muslim, white supremacist. Those are usually the options if there's a
Oh, okay. White supremacist is not going to be a radical leftist.
shooting at a synagogue. If there's a shooting at a church, your mind now goes to trans radical or
Trans radical. Do you have any data to support that?
radical Muslim. Like, that's where your mind is going to go.
Trans radical. I don't care where your mind's going to go. I want to see the data. That is the problem. That you analyze these things on where your mind's going to go. And I would like some evidence.
I mean, this is leaving aside people who just are generally mentally ill. Okay, where there's no political ideology involved. If there is a political ideology involved, your mind immediately goes to the movements that are likely.
Yeah, I don't care where your mind goes. I want to know the factual information, the statistics on the matter.
If people toward murder.
Who cares where your mind goes?
Not every ideology is prone to this. No one thought yesterday, when the killer was being sought, literally no one thought the reason that Charlie Kirk was murdered is because of Charlie's stance on low taxes. No one thought that. Right? We differ on all sorts of politics in this country.
I mean, Steven Crowder said that. Steven Crowder literally said that he was killed for his stance on low taxes. So your colleague or whatever, the guy on your side, contradicted you.
Nobody thought that this was a debate about marginal tax rates, and that is why Charlie was shot.
And yet, a certain big content creator has said that literally.
Nobody thought that Charlie Kirk was murdered because of his stance on energy policy. Right? In order for an ideology, in order for a movement to coalesce in such a way that it allows for violence, that the sort of bubbling of violence lies at the outskirts of a movement, there have to be some preconditions. Now, I've been talking a lot on the show about lions and scavengers. What we are seeing here is the scavengers at work. The basic philosophy of the scavenger is very simple. All morals and civilizations I don't like are guises for power. Three principles. All morals and civilizations are merely guises for power. My failure is a result of one of those corrupt power systems. There's a great conspiracy out there. I am the...
There you go. And then he's going to package it as the far left ideology.
victim. I'm being targeted. I am the actual victim. And number three, if there is a great conspiracy that is targeting me for destruction, I must respond in kind with violence. This is how you get to the idiotic notion that speech is violence.
No, it's not. Speech is actually violence. Because you can incite people to violence with speech. What, are you stupid? You can incite people with violence. To violence with speech. Speech can kill. If speech can get people killed, then that means that it's violence. Okay? If a person gives an order for a soldier to kill somebody, then does the person not enact violence with the words?
And that's just the reality. It's those three elements. Morals and civilizations that I don't like are guises for power, right? They're not actual arguments. They're actual guises for power. It's power being used against me. My failure within that system is a result of that great conspiracy. I am the victim, and it is an existential threat to me, and therefore I must act out with violence and harm somebody. I'm going to give you three examples, and I'm going to take them from the top death threats I receive. Now, I receive an enormous number of
oh, wow. Oh, no.
death threats. As I've said before, I have 24/7 security on me, on my family. I literally go nowhere without an entire team of security now at this point in my life. And that is because of things that, like what just happened to Charlie. And Charlie, by the way, had security there. I've said before, I think we're now at the end of outdoor political events after the attempted assassination of President Trump, after the assassination of Charlie Kirk. I do not think that anyone in public life is going to be doing outdoor events that are insecure for the foreseeable future. Okay, but I'm going to use I know where the death threats are coming from. Okay, we know this because we can chart it. Thousands and thousands of death threats. I'm sure Charlie had a bunch too. And there are three main wings that I get it from. Trans ideology / Marxist ideology. White supremacists.
Yeah, because trans people are the same as Marxists. That is bizarre.
Muslims. Okay, so I want to go through each one of those and explain why these are likely, why these particular ideologies, why these particular movements are likely to generate violence.
Trans people are likely to generate violence. I would like to see some data on that.
A trans ideology says that your argument about biology, male and female, that argument is in fact a guise for power. You're just saying that there are boys.
No, that's nonsense.
And there are girls because you hate me. You're doing it because you wish to erase me. I am a victim of your failure to accept my identity, such that you're erasing me. You're engaging in a quote-unquote trans genocide, and therefore you are threatening me. Your speech is a form of violence. It is wiping away my...
I mean, yeah, you are basically denying a person their identity, yeah.
Identity, and therefore violence ought to be met with violence.
That does not follow.
Marxist ideology, which is part of the same sort of idea. In these
What? Lucy, explain yourself. I plead the fifth, as always.
From the same general area. Marxist ideology, which is the idea that the governmental system, the free market system, is an imposition on me. It is a
So is it a free market system, or is it a governmental system?
Conspiracy from above to harm me, to destroy me. That my failures inside the market are actually not my own.
My failures inside the market? What the fuck does that... He cannot be this stupid. He cannot be this stupid with this rhetoric. Yeah, when farmers who were forced to become factory workers were exploited by the factory owners, that was their personal failure within the market. What the fuck?
They're the fault of a system.
Is that really the party line? That when masses of people were forced to become factory workers for minimal amount of money, super long hours, and risk to their health, that was just their personal failure on the market, and they decided that they're victims of this bad conspiracy against them, but it was actually all good.
You, as an advocate for the system, are going to... You're victimizing me, you're erasing me, you're destroying me, and I must act with violence. There's a reason why Marxist movements are so violent. Speech, advocacy for the free market is in fact a system of power. It is to be met with violence.
Okay, this person does not know what Marxism advocates for. That much is clear. I don't think he has ever read any works of Marx, and if he did, he bent it to his weird whims.
Okay, white supremacy. This is, in fact, I know that there's an attempt to pretend that this doesn't exist. It absolutely exists in online spaces. Pretending it doesn't is bullshit, and everyone knows it. Yeah, I know it because I've had to have the FBI literally arrest somebody who is doing this, while threatening not just me, by the way, but
when you're a victim of something and it's real, but when other people are victims of something, then it's not real. Then it's just their imagined victimhood. Then it's just them imagining that the system is against them. But when something happens to you, then it's real. Then it's bullshit to pretend that it doesn't exist. Okay, Ben Shapiro, we got it. Yes, of course. The world revolves around you, and the only real bad experiences are those that happen to you, of course.
Trump Jr. Okay, that ideology says that white people are being put upon in the United States by an entire system. And if you are an advocate for that system, you are threatening me with destruction, with erasure, with white genocide, and thus you must be killed. Right? Violence.
You know that this argument could be flipped on its head, right? That there's a conspiracy of saying that if you are not white, then you're here to be erased, etc., and violence must be met. So this is idiotic.
Is a proper response to an attempted genocide. Right? That is the argument that is made at root by many white supremacists, which is why, again, white supremacy has...
So, of course. Ben Shapiro basically just says, if something bad happens to me, it's real. If something bad happens to others, it's not real. It's just a conspiracy, basically.
Been linked with, and here I'm not talking about what the left calls white supremacy, which is anything to the right of Hillary Clinton. I'm talking about actual, honest-to-God white supremacists. Okay, and again, get an awful lot of that in my death threats. And group number 3, radical Muslims, who believe that the failures of the Palestinians, for example, are the result of evil
The failures of the Palestinians. Mask off.
Western systems. If you're an advocate for those systems, it's because you want to erase them and you want to kill people and you want to commit genocide, and therefore it is fine to shoot.
It is also simple and simplistic and easily packaged for idiots. Okay, I have had enough. We don't have to listen to anymore to Ben Shapiro. I feel like we have had enough of this. All right, I have done a gaming stream. I have done a politics stream. We have some segments. It's all good. I have to now finish this. It's been fun. Thank you all for being here as always. It's been lovely. I'm gonna raid you to somebody that will definitely not raid me back ever. And, you know. Who do I raid you to? Ico rules. There you go. Go to Ico. All right. I'll see you. Bye bye. Good night.